What is going on, everybody? We are about to go live. We're going to be talking about how Dean Withers got absolutely destroyed in a TikTok debate. And we're also going to be talking about this new generation of liberal TikTokers who are just cringing. Tune in right now on Kick, YouTube, and X. All right, everybody, be sure to share the stream. We are about to go live. We're about to talk about Dean Withers. We're about to review some of the recent stuff coming out of the, I almost said Kyle Rittenhouse, the Tyler Robinson trial. Be sure to check it out. This is going to be very, very important stuff. And I freaking called it, dude. What is going on? What is poppin', everybody? So good to be with you guys. I hope you're doing well. I am doing tremendous. I'm excited for the stream today. We got a lot to cover. We got a lot to go over. Lots of freaking news. This has been something that I've been stewing on. Stew like Peters. I've been stewing on this for a while, so I'm excited to actually be talking about it. Finally. Mormon Girl 007 says, Kai, just finished my first day of home MTC. Thanks for your great example. See you in 18 months. Mormon Girl, we are so excited for you. That is so freaking awesome. We appreciate you. Thank you so much for what you're doing. We salute you someday. Who knows? You might post one of these Facebook ads, and everybody on Twitter is going to be crashing out about the fact that you know, Mormons are attractive and talk about their faith. So yeah, but no, today is a good day. We hit 275 for 2 in the gym. Huge. On bench, I should specify. If that was like 275 for 2 on, I don't know, squat, wouldn't be such a big deal. But 275 for 2 on bench, kind of nuts. We're finishing up our protein. We got to hit the anabolic window here. I hope you guys can understand I was a little bit late because I did have to wrap up my workout. I can't be showing up to the stream without a pump. All right. Hey, we're so freaking back right now. Lots to get into. I think the thing we'll start with, you know, this is not an episode of Out of Touch, so we are not going over like the news, but there is something actually important that we should go over. Who do we have in the chat, by the way? Let me say hi. We got Liberty Santano, Sophia, Average Foot Enjoyer, Gonzagas, Deseret Kansan, Meow Groiper, good to see you. Anon, good to see you. Zachary Hafen over there on YouTube, we love you, big guy. AR14, oh, what's going on? Hey, thanks for the gift. Thanks for the high five, appreciate you. Appreciate you, AR14H, appreciate you. Hawkeye Void, good to see you guys. Hey, guys, share the stream right now. This is going to be we're going to get into so much. And especially you have to share the stream because we actually uncovered something that is, or we didn't uncover, but we predicted something. You have to share the stream because whoa. Quiet down. Oh my gosh, who was that? Huh. Shut the freak up with that, please. Whoa. Anyway, yo, Hassan jacks off to Asmongold. Thanks for the follow, though, on Kick. We appreciate you. Yeah, big stuff. Big stuff happening here. Big stuff happening here. The first thing we're going to get into is this whole situation with Tyler Robinson. Because as you guys probably found out, if you have been on, whatchamacallit, on Twitter or anywhere, if you've been checking the news feed, if you've been keeping up with the news at all, you are probably privy to the fact that today a statement came out by the defense for Tyler Robinson. This was submitted on August 11th, so yesterday, by the attorneys following the preliminary hearing. Reading here from Sarah Fields on X. And you know what we're gonna do? Actually, I'm gonna share my screen so that we can all share in the vindication. Because this really is, you know, we totally called it. We totally called it. And hey, thanks for the compliments to the fresh cut. I don't know. I think my hair is thinning really bad. Like, I've kind of started to realize I think my hair is thinning really bad. I mean, it looks still kind of voluminous. It's also like the more I put product in it, the less it does what I want it to. Product is such a scam, man. I put like this molding clay in it now, and I think it's actually made my hair curl worse. Anyway, holy hair, holy hair, holy hair. So yeah, the hair's kind of all over the place, but thank you for the compliments. Norwood is inevitable, real. We're wearing this new shirt that I got. Oh, we did a debate on the weekend. We did a debate and met some of the craziest people. Truly legendary lineup. You want to hear what it was? Me, Alex Jones, Joe Kent, and Joel Webbin on a team. So think about that. Me, Alex Jones, Joe Kent, Joel Webbin. And of course, it was my first time meeting all three of those gentlemen. Joel, I've been, watching more recently. He's a Protestant, I'm LDS. He didn't know I was Mormon. So that was kind of funny. It was kind of funny I made like a joke about it. He was talking to Joe Kent about inviting him to some like Protestant thing. And I interrupted. I'm like, hey, do I get an invite? And he's like, yeah, of course. I'm like, really? The Mormons? We're invited? And he's like, oh, you're Mormon? Well, I'll still get you a ticket. So that was funny. What's up, Comrade Rice Farmer How? Good to see you in the chat there, big guy. Hey, what music are we gonna listen to? I say we listen to some Home Shake. Dude, I've been loving Home Shake, man. I've been listening to so much Home Shake recently. Let's do it. Let's listen to some Home Shake. Anyway, so that was the one team. Now the opposite team. Get this, dude. This lineup is even stacked, bro. Andrew Wilson, who we've met before, of course. Andrew Wilson. Will Chamberlain. Gerald Morgan, who is the CEO of Louder with Crowder. And John Doyle. So you best believe that sparks were flying, and not in a romantic kind of way. You best believe that there was some heat. And it's not out yet. It'll be out by the end of the month. But I do think it was probably the hardest I've gone in a debate that will be made public. So I'm excited to see what you guys think about it. I'm excited to see your thoughts. Everything Burger team. Yeah, Everything Burger, literally. Literally the case. I'm excited to know what you guys think, though. Very excited. By the way, if you do want to support the show, go to powerchat.live/kaiclips. My car recently broke down, so if you send me money, it will hopefully go to helping alleviate that cost. Not to mention, it's going to be invested back into the studio. I'm taking very serious now my reinvesting in myself and in the production here. We've got some speaking events coming up soon as well. But yeah, look at, think about how stacked that team is, bro. We are the A team. We are like the A tier celebrity team. E-celeb, niche internet micro celebrity team. But let's, without further ado, let's dive into this stuff on Twitter. Let's dive into Let's dive into what Sarah Fields wrote about here. Okay, so this is her breaking down these pages from the defense. Now, here is, we'll read from here, right? This is kind of the important part. First of all, this is a big deal because the defense does not try to challenge the claims of the prosecution at all. Like, check this out. There's only two things really that they challenge. On September 16th, 2025, the state charged Tyler Robinson with capital offense of aggravated murder and other lesser offenses. Now, in the state of Utah, the only thing that you can be actually put to death for, the only thing you could be killed for is aggravated murder, capital murder. It's the same thing, I believe. Maybe there's some small nuance, but they're functionally equivalent. And other lesser offenses, such as witness tampering and others. The state had over 10 months to investigate the shooting death of Charlie Kirk and to develop legally sufficient evidence that Mr. Robinson, quote, knowingly created a great risk of death to another other than Charlie Kirk and the defendant. The sole aggravator alleged in the information, which in theory exposes Mr. Robinson to potential punishment of death. Now, that's important. Let's read that line again. The phrasing, the specific quote here that they cite is the language that describes the aggravating factor, right? We'll read that one more time. They had 10 months to develop legally sufficient evidence that Mr. Robinson, quote, knowingly created a great risk of death to another other than Charlie Kirk and the defendant. Now, that language is specific. That is the language that the aggravating factor must, rise to. That itself, this like other danger, great risk of death to somebody other than the defendant and the victim, that is the aggravating factor that could make this worthy of capital punishment. Just murdering somebody does not rise to actually warranting capital punishment in the state of Utah. You have to have an aggravated factor. That's why it's aggravated murder. What's up, Selena? Good to see you. So we're going over, by the way, how I made the most accurate prediction of all time ever. I made it multiple times too. Does somebody want to find me the timestamp on YouTube if you already know which direction I'm going with this? Anyway, we'll keep going. And it makes clear. The sole aggravator alleged in the information, which in theory exposes Mr. Robinson to the potential punishment of death. So they're saying the only aggravating factor that the state has attempted to prove is this great risk of death to another individual other than Charlie Kirk. Yo, thank you, twin. Appreciate ya. Justin, the goat.
5 tons sent $15. Get that car fixed.
Hey, thank you, man. Thanks for starting off the stream strong with a 15. We appreciate you. Love you, big guy. Get that car fixed. No, the car actually got hauled away today. The car actually got towed today. It's just totally over for the car. I'm gonna be honest. But I'm literally Justin. Let's go. Thank you, goat. Appreciate you. But yeah. So anyway, we'll keep reading. The state's presentation of its evidence as to this alleged circumstance in aggravation at the preliminary hearing in July 2026 wholly fails to carry its burden of proof. The state's failure cannot in any manner be attributed to any orders by this court limiting its presentation, nor does it fall within Rule 1102C1 because the state's presentation in support of this aggravating factor was not based upon hearsay evidence, nor did this court exclude any proffered expert testimony. In fact, the court did not exclude any evidence on this subject, and it did not limit the amount of time available to the state to present its case, basically saying they had ample time, they had ample opportunity to find evidence, and they believe it was wholly insufficient. Yet the state has failed to establish probable cause that the shooter knowingly created a great risk of death to another other than Charlie Kirk and himself. the state is required as a matter of law to show more than a possibility that someone else may be killed by the defendant's conduct, rather that there was a high probability of that result and that the defendant knew of that high probability. And where the state has overwhelmingly failed to make this showing, it asked this court to expand Utah's narrow construction of the great risk of death aggravator using decades-old cases from another state jurisdiction. Binding constitutional precedent both under Utah law and the United States Constitution demonstrate that the state's failure here and why this court may not impermissibly broaden the scope of knowingly created a great risk of death. The facts and the law require this court to strike the sole aggravating factor. So, what does this mean? And they go into it in several pages as well. They are willing to basically admit, look, he did it. He confessed. It was him. But there was not this aggravating factor which would elevate the prosecution to a conviction on aggravated murder charges, which would get him the death penalty. That is the case that they're setting out. There is so much evidence convicting Tyler Robinson that the only thing the defense is arguing is it shouldn't rise to capital punishment. It shouldn't rise to a conviction of capital murder, just first degree. So anyway, that is, hey, Mr. David Fuentes S9E, you sent the same chat 3 times. Can we calm it down, big guy? I see you. We all see you, big guy. And Sarah Fields gives a good description there. She says, Charlie Kirk was deliberately targeted. 1 shot was fired directly at him. And yes, Robinson allegedly admitted it. But somehow the state is reaching too far with the additional charges and aggravating factors. Their argument against the great risk of death aggravator is almost absurdly simple. Robinson fired 1 shot. He intended to hit Charlie. He hit Charlie. Nobody else was hit. Therefore, according to the defense, he did not knowingly create a great risk of death to anyone else. Never mind that this happened in a crowded public event. Never mind that he allegedly was firing a high-powered rifle from a rooftop toward an area filled with people. The defense argues that because the bullet traveled downward, it hit its intended target, and did not strike anyone else, prosecutors cannot establish the required risk to another person merely because there were people nearby. So, this is important, right? And I called it. And I totally called it. Do you guys remember? Do you guys remember when I talked about this? Which episode was it? Let's see. New files expose Epstein as a pedophile. That was one of the old episodes. What a banger. Trump bored of peace. Total anarchy in Minneapolis. American imperialism comeback. I mogged Dean Withers. I think it was before that. Columbus Day special. Okay, where was it? Can somebody find it? Can somebody find me the clip where I talk about the prosecution of Tyler Robinson and how it's going to be incredibly unlikely? Because I literally called this. I called this word by word. What did I say? If you guys have been watching the stream, I have said multiple times, I think the problem here is that they're not going to have the aggravating factor of high probability of great bodily harm or death to another individual. I said that multiple times. Yes, Train Man, we will be talking about annoying TikTokers, and please send in your recommendations. I said this word for word, bar for bar, what the defense wrote out in that statement for the court. Word for word, bar for bar, I was saying that because I had some input as well from a good friend of mine who's a prosecutor. And I called it bar for bar, word for word, like literally word for word. I wonder if it was Pre-trial hot take, was that it? Maybe that was it. Did we talk about it here? Let's see. Is there a transcript? What do we even look up? Aggravated? Yeah, there it is. Boom, boom. We got it. 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 Okay, check this out, guys. Ready? Ready, ready, ready. We got to go to 102 here. Okay, everybody ready? After the shooting, and that we know, by the way, that there was a spent cartridge in the gun that Tyler Robinson had. What the heck does an unfired bullet do to change those material facts? Who shot the bullet? Was it Tyler Robinson? We know that the gun was recovered, that there was one bullet fired, that the shell was not ejected, there was not another bullet chambered. We went into that way back when because we were talking about how I believe it's going to be difficult to charge him with aggravated murder. But it's like you take this one, it's not even incorrect. It's just the cop doesn't exactly know and automatically. I don't even like looking at his face. Here, hold on. I think it's Charlie Kirk. There's no. I do not believe actually able to give him the death penalty. I do not believe actually, and this is the hot take. I do not believe that Tyler Robinson is going to be convicted of aggravated murder. I think it's going to be difficult to prove. There was a single shot. There was nobody immediately next to him when Charlie Kirk was killed. I think it's going to be difficult to argue aggravated murder. I think it'll be difficult to get a conviction on that ground. Bar for bar. Looking at his face. Bar for bar, dude. Literally bar for bar. When was this? This was a month ago. But you saw that I referenced a stream from far earlier. Bar for bar, I have been on this. I have been telling you this. If you've been watching the show, you've known this. You've known exactly what the defense was going to say for months. I was saying this a couple months after he died, after he was assassinated. So, I don't know. It sucks. I'm going to amend the take that I gave there. My opinion is I think that they are going to give him the death penalty. It's going to take forever because the death penalty cases last so long. They take so long to truly prosecute, and then actually putting somebody in the chair takes forever as well. There's a bunch of appeals. I think they're going to get the death penalty, but I don't know if there's a strong legal case. And it's going to create a significant amount of friction. But I think that they are so resolved. Spencer Cox is so resolved to have Tyler Robinson, be put to death that I think it's going to happen. They'll invent a way. They'll invent a way. And you guys know I'm not in favor of the death penalty, but it's not like I'm going to sit here and weep about the fact that he's going to get the death penalty. I'm not at all upset about that. I don't like it, but the reason I don't like the death penalty is because I think it's too humane. It's too easy. Puts them out of their misery. Too easy. Put him to work for the rest of his life. It's an easy way out. Yeah. See, Selena remembers the stream. Do you guys remember the stream? Speak now or forever hold your peace. Anyway, so I was calling this. We knew this. But it's just nice to, be totally, completely vindicated. Life penalty. Yeah, give him the penalty of life. Life living with the guilt of what he has done. Mental torment for decades is what the verdict is. The verdict? Suffer with your guilty conscience forever. Anyways, so that's our situation. Let's actually get into some of the other stuff. And I want to start with this guy. I'm officially Ethan. Dude, I can't, bro. It's gonna be a lot. Okay, so this is a guy, HVAC Groper. Hey, thanks for subscribing on Kick. Thanks for following, big guy. Appreciate you. Selena says, off topic, do you got the hard jewelry drip on today? Not today. It's just over there. I've just got my Casio on. But, I wonder what, actually, hold on. Before we jump into this guy, I want to see what Jimbo's up to.
Stuck in Paducah. That's so cash.
Here we go. I'm gonna win.
Oh, you want to know why I keep cutting everyone off? I'm so sorry. That's my bad. I just get nervous and blurt things out.
Bro, you never
Please
cut
don't
anyone
hate
off.
me.
What are we
I'm
talking
just a
about?
shy little guy. It costs $0 to be nicer.
Real.
What's up, Jimbo?
Yo, what's up? I'm teaching
What you
everyone. I'm teaching everyone
Oh, you want to know my fuck?
how to be Lionheart at Age of Empires.
Okay, so he's not tuning in.
Small tits is
So he's not tuning in. All right. Well, anyway, let's actually get into this then. Let's actually get into this. So what's up, average foot enjoyer? Good to see you, big guy. Okay. This guy, I'm officially Ethan, has to be the corniest man alive. He has to be the corniest man alive. Like, it's not even close. And I don't even know where to start. I don't even know where to start, man. He puts up good weight. Let's see how much he does. Let's see how much he does. So he does bench. Dude, these are so cringe. You know, I have enough shame to never post something like this. Even though I could put up, you know, what did I hit this week? 225 for 7? Did I hit 225 for 9? Hold on. Let me double check. Let me pull up my my source. Let me pull up my source real quick. I hit 245 for 4. No, I hit 245 for 5. And then what did I do? I did 225 for how many? I did it without a spotter because I was just feeling gloopy. Let's see. Sorry, gents. This is important. This guy also takes testosterone, so these gains don't even count. These gains do not count. He takes tests. So let me just say that. So let me just preface by saying this does not count. Yo! Okay, sorry, Latter Daily Saints. It's Casio. My bad. I forgot it was broken. I forgot that. Oh, never mind. I can't do the Dax thing. On like 2020 TikTok, he was balding. Kevin. Okay, I don't know who you're talking about. I do not know who you're talking about. I'm trying to find the video of me benching this week because I'm trying to remember what I hit, how many reps it was. Okay, come on. It should not be that hard to find. Okay, here it is, I think. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think 8, right? Hold on. Second time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, 8. Okay, 8 reps. Pretty good. 225 for 8. Not bad. Yeah, let's put an F in the chat for Chuck as well. That was just really rough. Rest in peace to Chuck. Restore truth. Absolute goat. We love Chuck. Great dude. Very based too. A lot of people who just knew him about his LDS takes didn't know, but Chuck was based. Chuck was super based. Anyway, so this guy, even if he does hit more than 8 reps, look, he's on steroids. So wait, hold on too. I think that's a lighter bar. I think that's a 35-pound bar. Or 30-pound bar. Also, I don't know if we're calling those full extensions at the top. Like, I mean, I guess maybe. I feel like this is just gonna come across as a cope. But he probably weighs what, 210? He probably weighs 210. He's taking steroids. And that looks like a 30-pound bar. Yeah, it's got, okay, computer enhance. Hold on. Okay, computer. Alright, computer, let us enhance. Computer, please enhance. Computer. Computer, enhance. We are enhancing computer. Oh, yep, it appears you have 2 rings and you do not have them closer. Okay, we are going to look up an additional item. All right, guys, let's let's see. Hold on. Okay, gents, let's do some analysis. 45-pound bar. And then 30-pound bar. Okay. See, I'm looking here. See this, you know, this is what I think gives it away for me. This is, if you look, I gotta pull this up. Okay, give me a sec. I gotta pull up a good photo so you guys see what I mean. Okay, now you see the 45-pound bars have like a textured grip in the middle. They have a textured grip in the middle. You see what I'm saying? Whereas a 30-pound bar, I mean, I guess that one does. But it's like this. You see, this one does not. This one does not have... This one... Okay, this one does, but it doesn't have 2 rings. Okay, well, I guess that kind of doesn't go either way. But I feel like the 45-pound bars typically do not... 45-pound barbell. Okay, hold on. 30-pound barbell is what we're going to look up. Not barbell. Bench bar. What do we look up, dude? You see, these are the 2. You've got 2 really close things. Nothing in the middle. Oh, that's 45. Okay, dude. You know, maybe it is. Maybe I'm coping. Maybe it is a 45-pound bar. Look, guys, maybe. Oh, that's a spoiler. Maybe it is a 45-pound bar. I am gonna say that it's not, because the darker bars in my gym are lighter. So we're just gonna leave that there. But anyway, so I don't know. This kind of stuff just is cringe to me. Even as a man of the gym, this kind of stuff is just really cringe to me. Because there's always going to be somebody who's bigger than you. And if you're doing this, and then, I don't know, like some neo-Nazi comes around and he can do, what, 20 reps of 225? Then you look like a real jerk. Then you look like an idiot. So, I don't know. I have enough shame to not do that. I have enough humility. But, it's like all these videos, dude, okay, these are so corny. These are so corny. First warning to TPUSA. Let's give this a watch. 30,000 likes, by the way.
The slaughter of 10,000 babies last year, and you voted for someone who stripped away rights from innocent human beings.
And you voted for somebody who wants Gaza to get genocided. What do you want me to say?
I did not. And no,
yes, you did.
No.
Did you not vote for Trump?
No, I did.
Oh, so you did! What are you talking about?
If you don't know me, I'm officially Ethan, and I literally eat chuds alive.
Oh, it makes me cringe. If you didn't know me, my name is officially Ethan. And I literally eat chuds alive, literally.
No time has he ever said he supports committing genocide against Gaza.
Trump Gaza! You're not aware of the
And
Trump
then like the overreaction is just...
Gaza?
I am aware of the conflict going on.
No,
like,
no.
the overacting.
Of Trump AI Gaza.
Of
Trump AI, yes.
I don't
He posted it. Lydia, this is why it's so important to be versed in more than just abortion.
So Turning Point USA recently hired Andrew Wilson to give their speakers a week-long crash course on how to debate.
It wasn't a week long, dude. He just says things. He just says things that are not true. It was 2 days. And Andrew Wilson was there one of the days, if I'm not mistaken. He wasn't even there a full week. He was there one day. Maybe he was there on the second day. I wasn't there on the second day, so I didn't know. But Andrew Wilson was there one day for a couple hours.
That's because of me. In order to salvage.
And then he says, dude, and this is something that comes up every single time. He said, that's because of me. Bro, you have 60,000 Instagram followers. You are not the main character. TPUSA did not fly out Andrew Wilson to help young kids with debate because of you. It is, I promise you, this was not because of you, big guy.
A simple grasp of winning any elections. Turning Point is going to be ramping up their crusades against college campuses. They're doing this with
crusades, by the way.
Pick up the mic. They get a bunch of speakers to do exactly what Charlie Kirk did. But every time they host these events, they're making a gambit that every challenger has no idea what they're talking about. And that's where me and my team come into play. This is a direct message to Turning Point and their speakers. You have no idea what you're talking about. If you're speaking with Turning Point, you actively have no knowledge of any current political affairs. You do have a First Amendment to pick up the mic and use it, and you know what? That's a beautiful thing, and I love the First Amendment. But as a genuine warning, you are not ready for these conversations. Also want to make it clear, I hope you all stay safe. Political violence is an awful, terrible thing, but your policies get people killed. For that, you must be humiliated. Your reputation must be destroyed.
You must be humiliated. Your reputation must be destroyed. It's like, dude, you do debate on TikTok, bro. You do debate on TikTok.
Most of, if not all of you, will continue to do this anyway. To which I hope you stay safe.
Bro thinks he's the Silver Surfer. This guy thinks he is the Silver Surfer.
Forward to speaking with you. If you want to stay up to date or
TPUSA people, your planet has been marked for destruction. You have to be destroyed and humiliated.
Join me on the fight against conservatism and fascism.
Bro, theater kids should have never gone into debate, and I'm saying this as a theater kid. And then he deadlifts, and then he's like, okay, here's a deadlift.
First warning, don't pick up the mic. You're not ready for it.
Dude, what are we doing? What are we doing? No! No, bro, what are we doing? Look, guys, what are we? Look, I lift and I post it, and I do politics and I post it, but very rarely do those things intertwine, and never ever like that, and never ever like that, bro. What is going on? Don't pick up the mic. You're not ready for it. Dude, this guy literally eats chuds alive.
Why did party leaders do anything to release the files when they had them?
Here's another one.
All Republicans try to avoid releasing them.
A MAGA
obliterated. Campaign on releasing them and has done more than any other administration prior. If Trump was in them or implicated, why didn't Joe Biden release them?
When the Epstein Transparency Act was getting released, who was the one party that was voting unanimously for it? Who was that?
Now this is true.
Democrats.
The stinky, bro. Dude, you're a Redditor. This man is a Redditor. Kai and Ethan debate when? Imminent. I kind of, I want to debate him already, but what I kind of want to do more than debate him already is wait until I'm doing a pick up the mic event and have him come up to my booth. And then he can literally eat me alive like he does to all the chuds.
Oh, they're the ones fighting to get it released, right?
Sure.
Okay, so your party's protecting pedophiles, bro. Like that's just a fucking L, bro. You gotta take that one.
Hi, that's me. I'm Ethan, and I'm
That's me.
waging a war against Turning Point.
He talks like he's doing, dude, I don't want to be mean. I don't want to be insulting, but it is just so cringe. And the way that this guy talks is just so filled with hubris. It is so cocky. This like claim that he makes that TPUSA is scared of him specifically in particular is just so ridiculous, bro. The hi, that's me is so crazy. That's so true, dude. The hi, it's me is insane. He's doing an anime dub voice. Hi, that's me. Turning Point USA recently brought out Andrew Wilson to prep their new group of fascist conservatives. However, I will be there every step of the way to thwart them. They will not get away with advocating for policies that murder Americans. They are scared of me because I literally eat chuds alive. I eat chuds like you for breakfast.
USA.
You can see that, right?
No, I mean, they fought pretty hard. I think that
Yeah, to protect pedophiles, bro. Your party sucks.
But it turns out, I'm not the only one who wants to fight them. We have a community over 100 strong right now who's ready to help me fight Turning Point.
Did bro just scroll through a group chat?
And I am so grateful for all of the support that you all have been giving me. I cannot thank you enough. Turning Point will be ramping up their crusades against college campuses as much as they can this fall semester. Because of this, we have to organize to go on the offense against them. And that's exactly the initiative that I am leading. And you can join this initiative right now. Whether you want to be out there on the front lines right next to me, or if you would prefer to stay behind the scenes, there's absolutely a way that you can help.
It's the left. There's absolutely a way that you can help. Whether you want to be on the front lines next to me or just behind the scenes, there is absolutely a way you can get involved and beat fascism. Heck yeah. Let's go. Dude, what are we doing? What are we doing? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Of our lifetime. It is of the highest importance that we get as many Democrats elected to stop Donald Trump and the Republican Party. This isn't something to just shape the United States.
Was that a Discord list? Was it?
If you want to learn more,
was it a Discord list?
Live tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern and again at 1 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. I'll be traveling all across the country, standing right next to y'all as we fight these fascists. So please, to help out with that, donate to me and the Take Back America Tour with the links being in the bio. In my heart of hearts, I firmly believe that we are going to save this country. But again,
in my heart of hearts, by the way,
please like, share, and follow to spread the word. I can't wait to get to work with y'all. We are going to save this country. I'll see you around.
I can't wait to get to meet you all. In my heart of hearts, I believe that we can save this country. I love you. Can't wait to see you on the field. Bro.
Lindsey Graham just died. It's been reported that he suffered a sudden and brief illness and is now dead. Let's also not forget that Mitch McConnell mostly...
What Trump's going to do is...
Males predominantly are the committers of sexual violence.
Dude,
and
this was such... He lost this debate really bad. I don't know why he clipped this debate. Hayden Rodea annihilated this guy. I do not know why he clipped this debate.
Victims are predominantly women, and so letting men in women's spaces is clearly pretty obviously a bad idea.
There is a difference between cisgender men and transgender women. Let's assume that we have 50% men, 50% women. 50% of men that we do have commit violent crime. 0% of women commit violent crime. Now, let's say I'm in a room with a woman. Because they're both human, men and women, are you now saying that I have a 25% chance of having a violent crime occur to me?
But
the difference
both males.
does exist. Yeah, and then men and women are both humans. That's the comparison I'm making.
I think the question there would be, is there good reason to believe that trans women commit sexual assaults at lower rates than males who are cisgender? That would be the question at hand.
Yes. And the answer to that is absolutely not. Because if their study existed, you would pull it out. It doesn't exist. You pulled out the little stat earlier, which, I'm glad you pulled out stats. We should be arguing on stats, but this is just feelings.
I thought you guys were the pro-women party, but maybe not.
That's totally not, bro. Hayden is making a simple argument. If we know that men are likely to commit a disproportionate amount of sexual violence, why would we advocate for a reality where it is easier for men to masquerade as the opposite sex and eliminate the basis to question their change, right? Because if you take the trans argument to its logical conclusion, you have no right to question anybody in whatever restroom they choose to go to. You have no right to do that. Because the basis for somebody's, transition to the opposite sex is not actually based in surgery. It's not what is it? There's a subsect of pro-trans individuals who are like they believe that like physical transition is necessary to identify as trans. They're like trans medicalists. Is that the term? I don't know. I'm not like within the trans circles very well, or very, very frequently. So I don't know. One of the trans people in the chat is going to have to. Selena, thank you, Selena W translator in the chat. Trans med, yeah. These are individuals who believe that surgery, like before you can really consider yourself trans, you have to actually go through some surgery or some actual chemical transition or physical transition past just socially transitioning. Don't worry, Selena. I know you're not trans. Your name's not Kai. I know you're not trans. But this is like such a goofy argument, right? Because playing to its logical conclusion, it's not trans medicalism that wins out. It's not anything like that. The standard for accepting somebody's new identity or their transition is just whatever they say. It is their own attitude. It is their self-perception. So you have no reason to believe one person over another if both of them are affirming, or if both of them say that they are female. You have no reason to believe that one is more correct than the other. Even if one is just a guy who's trying to get into a woman's restroom because, you know, they're like EDP and they derive some kind of sexual gratification, which happens, by the way. You know, imagine you had the story of EDP when he went into a woman's restroom to, you know, do the nasty. Now, he would have never been able to be called on it because he could have just said, I was trans. I mean, this is the logical conclusion to the worldview that Mr. Ethan supports. That's what Hayden is pointing out. It does not matter if a trans person in the status quo, you know, commits a lower rate of sexual violence. First of all, I'd be interested to see if there's even any kind of relevant sample data about that, because it is such a small group. But second, the point is that this enables people who probably are not, you know, truly suffering gender dysphoria to take advantage of a situation that is set on very faulty logical premises, basically that somebody can become whatever they identify as. So anyway, yeah, Selena, let's not swear, but honestly, justified crash out against DDP. So someone in the kick chat doesn't know who EDP is. That is actually nuts. That is actually crazy. So anyway. Let's keep watching.
Yeah, that's why I support transgender women, bro.
Hi.
I don't know why he keeps posting
That's
it.
me. If you don't know,
The hi, that's me again.
I'm officially Ethan, and I rhetorically eat chuds alive.
Why is it so quiet? Oh.
Point's gotten so desperate that they are now enlisting a bunch of college nobodies to be their next set of speakers.
Can I look
you
up
know what?
It's
They've
Luke
got the
7
First Amendment,
on
and the First
TikTok?
Amendment truly is beautiful. I support that entirely. However, if you believe that I am going to hold any level of sympathy for rhetorically eviscerating you for the bigoted beliefs that you hold, you are sorely mistaken.
You are sorely mistaken. If you think I'm going to have any sympathy before I eviscerate you because of your evil, bigoted opinions, you are sorely mistaken. Oh my goodness, Glorpus, dude.
That's right. If you are a freshman in college debating on behalf of Turning Point USA, you deserve the exact same level of rhetorical evisceration as someone who's been debating with them for a decade. The beliefs that you hold have gotten countless numbers of people killed, and treating you with kid gloves will only perpetuate the promotion of those views. But most importantly, I am playing by y'all's standard.
By
oh my
y'all.
god, Ethan, they're in college. They don't know any better.
And that is the, yeah.
Yo, what did Charlie Kirk say?
Do you feel proud of yourself for debating?
Also, nobody is upset that you go up and debate people. This guy is debating a straw man. This guy's attacking a straw man of an individual who's upset that he went up and like talked to people. It's like, dude, we don't care that you went up and debated with people. That's literally what the event is there for. The event is there so that you can debate people. Anyway, we'll keep going.
College kids. We can agree you're 30 years old. Do you think that's a little bit silly?
We're overlooking a critical step in the fight against fascism. If you don't know me, I'm officially Ethan, and I rhetorically eat chuds alive.
Now, it's not literally now. It's not literally anymore. It's not literally. Now it's rhetorically. Now he rhetorically eats chuds alive.
I'm leading a nationwide fight against Turning Point and other fascist organizations that associate with them. To win any war, it is most effectively done with a strong offense and a strong defense. Now, the fight that
Is that Sun Tzu? Did Sun Tzu say that? Let me write that down. To win a war, you should have a strong offense? Okay, I'm following. But then but you should also have a weak defense, right? A strong defense? Oh, dude, I didn't even think about that. You're telling me I need to have a strong offense and a strong defense as well? Dude, I don't know if you've been like reading The Art of War or something, but I could have never come up with that. That is very smart. That is very, very smart tactics, actually. Literally. Like military strategy. Somebody put this guy in charge of like the battalions. We got the new George Washington on our hands, what do we?
I'm leading, that is our defense. Turning Point's goal is to discredit academic institutions by humiliating college kids. They're going on the offense to attack our institutions. But this is where me and my community come to play. We show up and then we humiliate their speakers. But for the offense, we host our own events and then we bring the conservatives to us. And I'm doing this for the Take Back America tour. They are fucking incredible.
Well, let's not say the F word, dude. Holy Reddit, bro.
First debate event.
Holy Reddit. Let's not say
about
the
a
F
week
word.
ago. And
about a week
just look
ago.
at this clip.
I mean, there was an economic study done by the Obama administration.
Oh, this was brutal. This was actually a really, really brutal debate. This was a brutal debate.
That says that the past 33%,
Trey, man, you're not
you
silenced.
actually lower revenue.
Well, that's so interesting. Because, I mean, this is the trickle-down economics thing, right? It's never paid for itself. Name one tax cut that paid for itself. It didn't. You cut taxes for rich people, they pay less taxes, we have less money, so what do you say? We have to cut your Medicaid. It's a fraud, Woodrow. Come on.
Bro got rhetorically folded like my laundry.
It's like, come on.
Mowed like
big
my
guy.
lawn. Formatted like a hard drive.
Mowed like my lawn. Formatted like a hard
If you want to see
drive.
me humiliate some chuds with the Take Back America tour, then check out the link in my bio. The only way we can host these events is through support thanks to you guys. But if you can't donate, then like, share, and follow to spread the word, and I'll see you all around. We're over...
And I'll see you around. I can't do it. Fascists want your friends eradicated. Now's the time to train your mind and body. This guy's reading Socrates, I bet. This guy really read that Socrates quote that says, "It is a shame for a man to grow old without seeing the strength and beauty of which the body is capable." Good form, though. Good form. I respect that. Anyway. Who is this, Carolina Captain America? Hold on. New account?
Captain America. And I'm here in Greenville, South Carolina to do and inspire community service and activism.
This is just Captain America before the steroids.
Because that's what it means to be a patriot. It means what it means to love your community. And that's what I want to inspire. Hello, I'm the Carolina Captain America, and I'm here today doing
Is he a pride flag on?
For the unhoused.
No. Yes?
Wagon, and I've got my cooler back here. And
For the unhoused, by the way. The unhoused.
Hi there, Carolina Captain America. Evening. I'm the Carolina Captain America, and I'm putting out a public service announcement talking about the different...
Dude, Marvel and its consequences have been a disaster for the human race. Okay, it's Luke 7 on the gram. Should we look up It's Luke 7? We were going to look up this other guy. We'll look up It's Luke 7. It's Luke 7. Oh, dude, this guy's huge. Who is this guy?
Pay me.
Dude, why is he yelling?
To care what somebody uses their SNAP or their EBT to buy. You just fucking couldn't. Because of the laundry list of things that I have an issue with my tax dollars...
Bro, holy F word. Every time it's the F word.
...being spent on. That's not fucking one of them.
Every time, dude. They can't get a sentence out without saying the
Our
F
demented
word.
septuagenarian is going on fucking golf trips.
Okay, let's see. We're 3 for 3. Sorry for the swear words, but we are 3 for 3. This is just funny.
Every goddamn day. Our futon fornicating vice president loves to go on a vacation. We bankrolled a goddamn genocide.
That counts.
Oh, and let's not forget the fucking
there we go.
Concentration camps that are being built in the U.S. that you sacks of shit gave cutesy little names to. And what you're fucking worried about is people who are on the brink of fucking poverty getting a pack of Oreos with dinner so they have something to look forward to. Give me a fucking break.
Oh, there we go.
You red hat and cousin humping motherfuckers.
Ah, there we go. All right, that's
Say
just
it with
excessive.
me, my friends. If buying isn't owning, then piracy isn't stealing. If buying isn't owning, then piracy...
Oh, they just want to transition so they can go in women's bathrooms. Okay, dipshit, let me get this straight. You think trans folks go through years of therapy, years of hormone replacement, and then maybe get a surgery when they're 18. And you think the point of that is all so they can use the right bathroom?
No. No, we're saying that what you're advocating for enables people who have ulterior motives and provides them a legal excuse.
Holy fuck, you're stupid.
There it is.
A couple weeks ago, my girlfriend, my buddies, and I went out to the bars. I was a little liquored up, accidentally walked into a women's bathroom because the sign was covered up. There was nobody else in there. I noticed there were no urinals. I said, oh, this is the wrong bathroom, and I walked the fuck out. And guess what happened?
That no need for the F word at all in that sentence. Anyway, this guy's too big. We're looking for the niche ones.
Fauci put the fifth over. The reason why the pedophilia thing is bad is because it's not conducive to.
So, like, what if you have, like...
If you don't believe in God, then you can't...
Yo, just a reminder, they're using Mitch McConnell as a little flesh puppet.
Because you're a white woman.
Oh, here we go. This is a good one.
What was the age, race, and gender of who freed the slaves?
I don't know. How am I supposed to... I'm a college kid.
Old straight white men. What was the age, race, and gender of who gave women the right to vote?
I don't know.
Old straight white men. So are you saying that people are incapable?
What the fuck is this argument? What was the name of the person who was holding you hostage? Okay, and now, what was the name of the person who said he was sorry and stopped holding you hostage? Like, holy shit. This is the training that Turning Point members have been doing. However, considering that it was Andrew Wilson who trained these Turning Point schmucks, I should really be a lot less surprised. Which, by the way, I am responsible for why they hired Andrew Wilson.
Oh, I promise you, dude, it's not about you. I promise you it's not about you. I promise. I promise it's not about you, dude. I promise you. I promise you, officially, Ethan, you are not the main character. I swear it.
So Trump is protecting pedophiles, right? Outlaw gay marriage. Look how happy she is holding that sign right there. Revive the American family. This right here is actually a type of like white nationalist propaganda.
Bro. Bro. The birth rate, like across the board in the United States is what, 1.5? And you got a photo with like just a white family. And it's like, yeah, this is white nationalist propaganda, Loli. This is why nobody likes you guys. This is why nobody likes the left. This is why you're so off-putting. This is just, what are we even doing? I don't know how, AOC had that bit where she was talking about woke one. I don't know how you guys didn't learn your lesson. How did you not learn your lesson that this is so off-putting to people?
Islam has no home here. He looks so happy. Islam has no home here again. Look how happy she is. What you just saw, that is a direct result of letting groups like Turning Point USA fester. The blatant...
Well, it was a Turning Point event, so...
advocacy for discrimination against innocent people in the United States. Like, for anyone who actually values the freedom of their fellow Americans, like, the most disgusting thing that a person could imagine. They're just blatantly advocating for. But, like,
the most disgusting... I don't mean to be presumptuous, but I could imagine quite a few things that are worse than banning gay marriage and not building 1 billion mosques. I could imagine quite a few things that are significantly more abhorrent. But you do you.
No, is that these are our youth. You grew up watching Spider-Man and Optimus Prime and freedom is the right of all sentient beings, right? And then you go out saying this. For a group that claims to be America first, this is the most anti-American propaganda I could fucking imagine.
Bro, what do you think the founding fathers would think of Dearborn, Michigan? What do you think the founding fathers think of Obergefell, dude? What are you even talking about? And his appeal is not like you grew up and like learned about Christian morality, loving your neighbor. You grew up, learning how to be a civic-minded and high-trust individual. No, his moral compass points to what? Transformers! His moral compass, the reason he believes what he believes is because he saw Transformers when he was 12 years old! And bro said, Optimus Prime said that freedom is the right of all sentient beings? First of all, not even that statement makes sense. A pig is sentient. Should a pig be free? Should we liberate all animals? Are you a vegan now, too, Mr. I'm Officially Ethan? Like, what are we doing? Why? What? Like, of all the things you could have appealed to, why was it We grew up watching Marvel movies and Transformers, and now you're spitting in the face of what Optimus Prime would have wanted you to be. Hey, Ethan, Optimus Prime is not real. That was CGI. Ethan, that was all green screen. I'm officially Ethan. I know this might be hard. It breaks my heart to have to break it to you, but Optimus Prime does not exist. There is no Spider-Man, and the Captain America of North Carolina or whatever is not the real Captain America. I'm so sorry to tell you.
This is one of Turning Point's best and brightest. He was imitating you liberals. Jesus fucking Christ, bro. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you one of Turning Point's
let's not use the Lord's name in vain, Mr. Ethan.
champions of debate. Like, bro, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? Like, what are you actually doing? Do you think my problem was with the guy doing a terrible job of impersonating a college kid? My problem is with the girl.
Every Turning Point goon, all of which I do hate, should stay safe.
Wow. All of which he does hate. Whoa.
And
what's up? Hey, what's up, Dalton? How you doing, big guy? We're going over some of the new leftist debaters that have cropped up in the last little while. It's very, very cringe. Very cringe.
This from my heart of hearts, okay? Charlie Kirk, he should be alive today. It's objectively bad that he's no longer with us anymore.
Also,
so
hey,
when
show
people
some
ask
love at the
questions
power
like
chat,
the
everybody.
above up here, okay? This is infuriating.
Show some
like,
love.
let's just
show
think
some
for
love
like
at the
2
power
seconds,
chat.
okay? We want to change people's minds. Okay, well, what's really effective at changing people's minds? Explaining to people why our views are actually in their best interest, or threatening people with violence. The reason why Charlie Kirk should be alive, and
who's threatening people
it
with
is
violence?
tragic that he's no longer with us, is because he cannot be humiliated again. Imagine how much more powerful
Bro, that's crazy.
It would be to have Charlie Kirk get embarrassed in front of an audience of like 1,000 people. But if you threaten people like him with violence, now they've got grounds for saying that they're being persecuted for their beliefs. What's actually more effective at changing people's minds? Charlie Kirk and people like him being humiliated in front of an audience of potentially millions of people. Or the event that happened to Charlie Kirk last year. So when people come at you with irrational beliefs, like Charlie Kirk and all the losers at Turning Point, you shouldn't act irrational back at them. You should humiliate them and show the entire world why your position is better. These people need to be humiliated, not victims of political violence. I'm officially Ethan. Like, share, and follow, and I'll see you around.
If you don't know how to debate, then stop challenging other debaters. I'm really saying this with respect to things like Turning Point and their little pick up the mic initiative.
Dude, this guy is like the white
This
knight
is
for
Maddie,
everybody.
aka that opinionated girl.
Oh, this was funny too. Now, I don't even agree with anything Maddie says. She's literally just like pro-Israel. That's like the only content she does. But this is actually super funny, man. This is actually super funny. Also, thank you, Dalton. I've been good, man. I'm glad to hear that you've been well. This is really funny. He's like making a huge point about this debate that he had with her, but the clip is a nothing burger.
If you don't, this is Maddie, aka that opinionated girl, one of Turning Point's debaters for their pick up the mic program. And she just got blown the fuck out.
Here's what happened, right? So
the F word again, bro.
You said, divinity, fetuses do not deserve to die because they're innocent. I'm like, okay, are fire hydrants innocent? And what I did with those questions is rhetorical.
You already misquoted me.
A fire hydrant will never be capable of rationality, nor is it ordered to the production of it.
That was a question I said, girl.
No, because
I misquoted you with the question I asked. Wait, I misquoted you with the question I asked. Why did you interject moments after I said something that you had said, which you obviously
initial
didn't
claim
say?
was because they are living. I could turn on the Miss Rachel voice. We could get through this together, Liam. Just give me a second.
Actually, let me. Can you do it in the Miss Rachel voice? Actually,
I'm okay. She's evil.
Oh, so you were fucking bluffing. Wait, so you're literally not only are you? Isn't lying a sin though?
Okay, friends.
You're
ready?
lucky you're under grace.
Let's catch
You're
a
lucky
bubble
you're
in
under
our
grace.
mouth.
Like, bro, this is so embarrassing.
That is not. There was no point made. There was no debate in that video. What about that video was embarrassing? It was literally just squabbling about semantics. They didn't understand each other. There was no argument there. And this is what I don't like about it. Like if I were to shoot at like the root of what actually makes me really dislike these characters, and I don't hate all of them. I actually like Micah Irfan. I think he's incredibly intelligent. There's a lot of them that are really intelligent. But it's like this guy posts videos of parts of debates that aren't even wins. and then like flips out about it. Like, look at this soy face he's doing. That's what I dislike. It is actually this just engagement slop, farming to post anything. I hate it, man.
Are you telling me that these are your champions of debate? Like, bro, she can't even form like a coherent fucking argument. She unironically is still running the same Charlie Kirk talking points from like 10 years ago.
They are choosing to devalue another group of human beings. That is exactly what is happening with the genocide of abortion.
It is never right to justify the mass elimination of people under the guise of saying they're unwanted. That's how we get Auschwitz.
Congratulations, that worked 10 years ago, but arguments have evolved over time. Look, this is like my third warning turning point, okay? I am being so fucking nice right now. I am trying to save your reputations.
I am being so freaking nice right now. You do not want to see what happens when I get mean. I am being... Oh, you think that I'm bad? Well, I'm just the nice cop. You're not going to want to see what the bad cop's like, literally. Bro, I promise you... Yeah. You're not that guy, pal. You're not that guy, pal. You're not that guy. You're not that guy, pal. I promise you, I am the person most closely associated with TPUSA who is even watching your videos. Like, I unironically am probably the closest person to TPUSA who has ever seen one of these videos. Nobody in TPUSA is watching you, dude. They didn't bring out Andrew Wilson because of you. You are not the main character. You are not him. You're not even they, them. The Optimus Prime quote still,
don't do
yeah.
this. Turning point, maybe you can get a
bro,
refund.
Bro said, don't do this. Don't do this. Don't do this, or I'm going to have to destroy you.
From Andrew Wilson, I don't know, but you will lose. Do not pick up the mic. And if y'all want to pick up the mic anyway, then I tried. I really did. Y'all are probably going to do it anyway, and I hope you stay safe, and I look forward to having a substantive conversation with you guys. I'm officially Ethan. Like, share, and follow, and I'll see you around. Turning point, get your fucking debater
bro,
dog.
Let's not say the F word, bro.
Action from her is unbelievable. For context, I made a video saying that she's not a good debater and she shouldn't be doing campus debates because I'm going to destroy her reputation. I'm genuinely trying to be nice, but I'm not going to sugarcoat my words. She says she's going to proceed anyway, and I tell her, I hope you stay safe, and I look forward to confronting you. Genuinely, what part of that statement is weird? Your party is destroying my country. You are advocating for your party. Yeah, I'm gonna confront you. She's talking about weird shit. Why did you say this in the debate?
You're actually rambling right now as you're trying to explain to me how you're not rambling.
This is not rambling, my love. Is a
I don't know
single
why
sentence
there's
out
this
of your
weird romantic relationship you're trying to establish with me right now. I do not
I don't
want
know
to,
why
okay?
you think my love is romantic.
She's obviously being condescending. This whole like, why are you saying my love? What are we in kindergarten, dude?
I don't know, dude. Let's contemplate why saying my love to somebody would be perceived as romantic.
I
While
love
you do
everybody.
that, while you put that on the back burner, I'm going to explain to you what you said and where we're at in the conversation so you can understand why you're losing the debate and why you said something extremely fucking stupid within the context of the conversation.
Maddie, what are you doing? Bro, it writes itself. This is actually crazy, bro. So Maddie gets mad and then gets her friend Nick Matau. I don't know how to say his name.
Trainman in the comments. Thomas the Tank Engine wouldn't support eliminating the rights of effing trans folks. Real. Don't you remember when you were growing up watching Teletubbies? Tinky Winky would have never advocated for the destruction and eradication of trans folks. Dipsy would have supported Joseph R. Biden and Kamala Harris. Don't you remember the words of the Wiggles? Fruit salad, yummy, yummy. I support democracy. And an end to the apartheid state of Israel. It's like, bro, what is going on? What is going on, bro?
And then he makes this video.
They all do exactly that, like, fake nervous tick laugh.
Yep,
Like, the one that we all can tell is a very forced
Nick is right,
laugh.
bro.
And
W Nick. W Nick.
The guy I'm stitching right now does it.
Nick,
W
I
Nick.
am laughing
W Nick.
because she can't debate.
You're
Nick,
not laughing, dude. You probably did that in 3 separate takes. Here's my impression of you. All right, let's take this video. All right, okay, take 1. Beep, 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 beep. All right, let's edit. Let's crop that out. Oh, cut it. Hold on. Okay, take 2. Beep, 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 beep. Dude, you probably did that. What do you mean? That's not an authentic laugh. Let's not kid ourselves. Laughing on camera is fine, but let's not kid ourselves. Okay, let's be so real.
You think I'm a LARPer? Do you think I don't have public speaking experience?
Dude, I love that. Do you think I don't have public speaking experience?
Nick, what do you think I do? Nick invited me on shows.
Bro, you're an Instagram innovator. Chill.
I'm gonna go confront him the exact same way I look forward to confronting Maddie in the future. One thing that I think is really interesting, though, Nick, is that it seems all you really do is talk about Israel, Palestine. Maybe you haven't looked hard enough, but you got anything else under that belt? I'd love to talk about it. Anyway, I'm officially Ethan. Like, share, and follow if you want to stay updated on.
Is he wearing a Donkey Kong shirt?
I'll see you around. Also, relating to the video,
why is bro wearing a Donkey Kong shirt?
Nothing is taken out of context. It's short form content. I cut out unnecessary shit.
No. What you included was not necessary at all. None of what you included was relevant.
That's the entire fucking point. You're a short form creator. You should know this.
Okay, anyway. I don't even know. We're not even going to get to Dean Withers because I have to game. Because I have to play video games. But I do want to get to this guy. Dude, this guy,
today.
Dude,
one of them I think is probably...
This guy drove me nuts. I met this guy, or I didn't meet him, but I found him today. And it is... Where is this? Where was this clip? Yo! Let's go! Thank you, Zachary. Appreciate you. Appreciate you, big guy. Thank you. Much appreciated.
Zachary_Hoffen sent $50 hit chest day for the first time in 2 months yesterday.
Dude.
Sore today, but I can still lifting more than anyone shown on this stream.
That's what's up, bro.
You and I still got a hit chest day soon.
100% we do.
All my kaiclips fans in the chat. Can I get a heck yeah?
Yeah, you can. Heck yeah. Can we get a heck yeah in the chat? Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Absolutely, bro. Hey, thank you for the 50. Thank you for the big support, man. Thank you, Zach. Asian Mormon absent in the stream by the looks of things. Where is he gone? To Taiwan? You never know. What is this? What is this song? Anyway, I found this guy today. Oh, animals? Yo, low-key. Dude, low-key, I might have to like this guy. Low-key, I might have to like this guy.
This is the point I bring up a lot.
Maybe not. Is he from Canada? No way, right? No way, right? This guy makes a ton of content. Holy moly. Holy moly, this guy makes a ton of content. WCat though? I'm gonna like it. I'm gonna like this on my alt account. $70 weeks ago, nothing like an imported Mexican Coke on a day like this. Holy Reddit. See, if he, I don't know how old he is though. I should probably be careful. I imagine he's 18 now, but I don't want to like go and like pick on a kid. What is this? Oh, that's the Trump thing. Dude, holy Reddit. Holy Reddit, man. Holy videos. Holy flipping videos. Dare ye troll? He's a millennial? This guy's a millennial? No way this guy's a millennial. No freaking way this guy's a millennial. What?
There's 2 reasons.
This guy's a millennial?
Vote for a president who's good for the person that you happen to be today. And one of them I think is probably not going to work on you, but it's the important one for me, so I'll say it first.
Wow. That guy's sipping adrenochrome. That guy is sipping on adrenochrome. Anyway, it's like, bro's like, you have the arms of a 12-year-old, then he's doing a handstand. Oh, okay, dude. You're an effing retard. Well, let's not... See, I hate when people are mean in the replies. That's always so cringe. He doesn't say his age down at the bottom there, freak. Dude, this guy, dude, the millennials, I can't with him. I cannot with him. He's 30? Is he 30? How do you know? Does it say? There's no way he's 30. There's no way this guy's 30. There's no freaking way. It was in there with the governor? Did he really say that? Hold on. Where was that? That was in Dare You Troll, right? Did I just not read it close enough? Are you 25? Oh, I'm 30, bro. Dude, that's insane. 30's crazy. 30 is crazy. Wow. This guy does not look 30. Not in a good way.
You turn on your fucking camera. I am so fucking sick of these cowards
The
on the
F word,
internet
bro.
acting like I'm the bitch when I'm the one putting my life in danger. I'm the one going outside and standing up for my fucking community and my dead fucking neighbors and all those kids who have to fucking inhale tear gas. I'm the motherfucker who got up at 6 in the morning every day for fucking months to be a bodyguard for children. For fucking kids, for teenagers. I had to pretend that everything was fine and walk with them. I had to hold my fucking tears back when I was a teacher in the front of the room, watching the kids in the back of the room joke about which fucking IDs they have to. There's 2 reasons why you shouldn't vote for a president who's good for the person. We came up with a vaccine for small. You don't care.
Actually,
like that's.
it's just.
You support Trump?
Yeah.
Why is that?
I like how he's kicking out all the immigrants out of
why?
Like the border, because you know they commit a ton of crimes.
They don't. They commit 2.5.
I hate this video. This is my least favorite video of them all. Just wait.
Well, to be fair, I would like them to just like not come at all.
Whoa, stop. Before you move on, you said that they're committing lots of crimes. I pointed out that they are not.
Hey, oh, yo, huge super, whoa, huge super chat from Gadfly. Holy moly. Holy moly.
Gadfly sent $200.
Thank you, Gadfly, the GOAT. The GOAT of all time, popping up in the chat. Good to see you, man. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, this video is the one I saw today.
They are a less dangerous group than legal.
This one's brutal.
Residents.
And also, I hate that. I hate they're less violent than legal residents. Well, so you have so many confounding variables that manipulate that statistic. Least of all being the fact that if they do commit a violent crime, you can deport them, which means that they don't contribute to recidivism. And rates of recidivism in the United States are extremely high. They're upwards of 60% in the first 10 years after somebody gets out of jail, which means the rate of violent crime is significantly higher in the United States because there are significantly more crimes as that come as the result of recidivism. People who have been to jail and then go back. But you do not even have the variable of recidivism when you look at illegal immigrants, because if they commit a crime, then you can just send them back.
Yeah, I guess. But
do you believe me when I tell you that?
I mean, I have no reason to not believe you.
Okay.
You know who he looks like? Dude. You know who this guy looks like? Not this. not this. Not the bar. Not the bar. Sly chess guy. There it is. There it is. You're probably here because I offended you. There it is, gents. There it is. That's him. That is our boy. That is 100% our boy. He just shaved the mustache. Unironically, what are the odds? I think the only difference is the hair texture. That's the only difference. But unironically, you know, it could be the case. Could be the case. I'm not gonna lie. They might be exactly the same person. That's funny. I'm gonna ask.
I appreciate that you just kind of try.
I want to join this guy's live someday. So
my chat
the only problem is that I have a job and I can't join while I'm at work.
I get shit wrong, my chat blows the fuck up. They're like, nope, caller's right. Oscar, you're wrong. Here's the source. They like freak out if I say something broadly like that. That's false. They're not dangerous, dude. They're not more likely to mug you. They're not more likely to rape you or murder you or anything like that. A lot of people say that. A lot of people, Republicans, say that on the TV, but it just isn't true.
Yeah, but I've seen so many stories of immigrants coming to this country and just killing people. You know, all those stories.
Do you know how many illegal immigrants there are?
I don't.
There's about 12 million, which is a lot. Do you know how many people are in the country?
I think it's more. It's probably 15 to 20 at least.
64 million, I think.
350 million.
Oh,
So
damn.
64 is crazy.
Oh.
That is actually really crazy.
You're young. You're young. I'm not going to fault
Yeah,
you for
sorry.
that. Hey, it's okay. Yeah, you know, I might jump on an older caller for that, but you're 19 and the education system's been biffing it lately, so I'm not going to blame you for that one. I might blame Trump for that one because he's done some bad things to the education system. Trump almost dead. Hello, how old are you?
26.
Okay, let's address that. If I put my fingers inside you without your permission, would you think it's fair to call?
It's sad to even say other countries have said this, but multiple leaders have came out and said if a woman takes charge of America, we're not going to look at them as we do.
Which list the world leaders? Are you a Trump supporter?
Not particularly, but more.
Haircut's looking fresh and
more
fire.
than,
Thanks, Shalena.
Kamala.
If God came down from the sky and offered you an opportunity to go back in time and have Kamala win the election in 2024, would you take the opportunity or would you leave the current state of affairs the way they are?
I wouldn't vote.
I'm sorry. That's not the question I asked.
What did you ask now?
I asked you if God came down from the sky
Oh
and
my
said,
gosh.
here.
Anyway, I think you guys get the point. Oh, that's me. Based? W? And then there was this guy. This guy's on TikTok too. Let's look this guy up on TikTok. Couldn't find this account. Maybe he's not on TikTok. But he's on Instagram. Let's pull this guy up on Instagram. Oh, page isn't available. Maybe he's not. Let's just watch his streams then.
Yeah. Interesting.
October.
Awesome, man. Do you disagree with the prompts?
Not entirely. I do agree. I do agree he makes it a worse country, but it might.
Kai,
be
he's live
because
right
of
now.
the-
Do I do it? Do I jump on? Do I jump on? Hold on. Where would it be? What was his name? Parker. Or is it Parker? Parker Grissom, right? Guys, do we jump on? Do we jump on and debate? Let's do it. What's he debating?
Well, it's like if you're doing like fascistic things, you know, that's probably what got the word.
Well, again, I don't want to get into a whole side debate on what fascism is. We could literally spend the entire night
All
going
right,
back
guys.
and forth, giving different
right, guys, you
qualifiers to
ready?
different people, and
All right, guys, you
trying to
ready?
paint
You
them,
ready to join
paint
in?
a picture of them
How do I
as
even,
a fascist.
I don't know if I can.
Again, I don't necessarily love Trump's rhetoric. I don't
dude,
like his
I don't think I
hyperbolic
can. I don't think I
language.
can,
I think it's annoying that you have
Dude,
to
that's
look at
frustrating.
your
I don't think I
American
can do it from
president
here.
and separate what he says
Bro, I
and
hate
what he
that.
does. I don't think what he
I have to do it
does
on my
always
phone.
matches up with what he says. And
Mhm.
it's unfortunate
I have
that
to
we
do it.
have a
I'll do it off my
president where you
phone. We'll
have
listen
to,
in and then
separate the two.
But I mean, he
I
kind
can
of
concede
do
that I
that. All right,
don't
hold on.
particularly like having a president where I have to do that.
What should we even debate with him?
But again, my biggest issue with
What should
this
we debate with him? What do you guys
premise is I'm more upset at the response over the last 10 years of our political systems and our institutions.
What says
to
his live
Trump.
has ended?
Okay, what do you think the response has been?
What? No, he is live. He is live. Okay, I'm watching on the TikTok app. Oh, dude, that sucks. We can't. Okay, freak. Okay, we'll listen to him. We'll listen to him.
I mean, look at the Democratic Party. What do you mean? I think they've been participating in his style of politics.
Joe Biden was participating in similar styles of politics to Trump.
It cut out. I don't know if he's gonna bring me on.
Joe Biden for about 5 years. Was Biden participating in Trumpian style politics?
Oh my gosh,
Sure,
I'm sweating.
yeah.
Oh, okay. In what ways?
Okay, again, we can look at they're going to put you back in chains language, for instance. You know, I don't want to sit here and dissect that and talk all night about that because again, I don't think Joe Biden was actually implying that he really
somebody give me their
Trump is
TikTok
going to put
account.
people back in chains.
Hold on, I have another TikTok account.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about Biden's rhetoric then. You want to speak on Biden's rhetoric? Do you think Biden's rhetoric, ultimately, do you think it changed too much from the 80s to modern day?
Yeah. Yeah, it did. It used to be based.
I mean, I don't have a comprehensive understanding of
The answer's
exactly.
no. The answer's no. He's been super fucking patriotic. At times he makes
Dude.
hyperbolic statements. And
Shut the flip up, bro. Shut the flip up. That's just not even true.
Yeah.
What?
Way to message.
Okay, so
The reason I'm kind of pressing right now is because this is taking way too long for you to have said nothing. I disagree with Trumpian style politics. Oh wow. Let's try to make either a description of what we hate or a prescription on how to get it better. I'm trying to make a debate occur.
You just said hyperbolic language is useful, correct?
Of course it is. Yes.
Okay.
Okay, we're gonna make a new TikTok, I guess.
100 years amongst all presidents, Trump has taken advantage of hyperbolic language in a way we haven't seen any other presidents do.
No.
Okay.
Shit. Okay, do you think that Biden was using hyperbolic language in a way that was similar to Donald Trump?
You're trying to force me to talk about Biden. I'm talking about.
I'm not trying to force you to talk about
entire-
Biden. You are trying to complain about my political party, the Democrats, and say that we have participated in Trumpian-style politics. I'll concede that we have moved more to a populist form of rhetoric.
Okay, we're about to pull it back up. We're about to pull it back up.
That doesn't mean that we are participating in Trumpian-style politics or that we are even the problem in America. We're nothing close to the problem in America. The problem is that Donald Trump has
Let's look this
corrupted
guy
our
up. Hold on,
institutions
hold on.
in which he has taken over. The problem is that he feels the need to rewrite our Constitution via executive order. We have him violating our Constitution every single month. The problem isn't the Democrats, and it really hasn't been at all.
Okay, what's this
in
guy's
any
at?
meaningful way.
Parker
And if you
Grissom
think that they
46.
have been, I need you to quantify that. I'm not here to just circle jerk about how bad Trump is. I agree. I need you.
Full way.
Qualify would be the right word
And if you
instead of quantify, by the way.
KJ, bro, I'm gonna mod you. I need you to quantify what you're saying, I need you to tell me what is it about the Democrats that's the problem. Because I'm not here to just shit on Trump. I already think that Trump's really bad. I don't need to talk to you about that to make that clear.
You know, I think part of the issue is I'm not a huge supporter of Trump.
I need you to be a huge supporter of Trump, honey. I'm not asking you to defend.
It's more of a self-critique.
Am I asking you to defend Trump right now? No, not asking you to
You're not.
defend Trump.
No, again,
what am I asking you to do?
Again, I'm trying to give more of a self-critique, not even just of the Democratic Party, of the Republican Party as well.
I'm not asking to critique the Republican Party. I want you to make critiques about the Democratic Party. Let's debate about it. Go ahead.
Okay, I mean, look at just the literal use of the word fascist over the last 10 years, the degradation of what that word actually
We haven't been using
means.
it for 10 years, to be clear.
We
were using fascist in 2016 to compare Donald Trump.
Absolutely.
Who was?
Absolutely.
What?
What do you mean? The Democratic establishment. What are you talking about?
Okay, yeah. So Nancy Pelosi was saying that. Like Chuck Schumer was saying that. Who was saying that in 2016 about Donald Trump? That he was a fascist.
Okay,
I'm sure I could pull Nancy Pelosi saying it in 2016. I'd almost guarantee
that. Officials matter. That's so not true, dude.
Okay, let's say it's been going on for 7 years, not a full 10 years, not since exactly 2016.
Okay, so we're saying what 2018, 2019?
Do you disagree that words like fascist, like words like Nazi, do you think they're more prevalent in our political discussions today?
They are, because we have somebody in our government.
More so now or before 2016?
They are more prevalent because it's correct for it to be more prevalent. Donald Trump acts in fascistic ways at times. He is an authoritarian for sure. He argues for these ultra-nationalistic policies for our country.
Okay, what's an ultra? Okay, give me a policy.
So for instance, like celebrating net negative migration, right? To deport people and demonize people based on their ethnicities, right?
Okay, hang on. To celebrate negative. So do you,
net negative
you think
migration.
You think net negative migration is a bad thing, given the current state of affairs?
Correct. Yes, I love immigration. Immigration is so good and great for my country. It's yummy, yummy in my tummy.
Okay, why is it great?
GDP go up, society is safer, and
how does the GDP go up?
When we have a larger labor force. Oh wait, so you know that it goes up? Okay, LOL. Our societies are safer.
You're absolutely
and I think that they're controlled. I think they're. Yeah, stop talking. I think they're cultural.
You can continue to go on and on and on and on.
I was going to explain to you why I like immigration, dickhead.
Okay.
Yeah, so their cultural
contributions are really good.
Oh my gosh. How does the GDP going up? Yeah, so when our corporations.
How does it help you and me?
So when our corporations can expand due to a higher market of labor force, that actually leads to more jobs for everybody. And when there's more jobs for everybody, there's going to be even more competition in the market. And then that's
where in the system do you find the most stress when you have mass immigration? Where in our systems,
in the American system, we don't seem to have that much stress. We don't seem to have that much stress. Outside of our immigration judges, it seems to our immigration, our biggest stress for immigration is at our border. Yeah.
It's at our border. It's not in cities. It's not in cities that actually have to house.
That's not even a good argument.
It's like probably
the biggest stress of immigration is the lack of judges.
That's why we struggle with border judges. That's why the process takes
so
so long.
Who builds the schools? Who builds the school? Okay, you're adding more people into a city. Who's building the schools? Who's eventually building the?
That's a great point. The immigrants, they disproportionately
pays for those things.
Wait, you understand? Immigrants disproportionately work in the construction field, right? Disproportionately, they're at 30% of our construction force is immigrants.
That has nothing. That has nothing.
It does. You asked who was building it.
No, I asked who's paying. I asked who's paying.
No, you didn't. The initial question was who was building it.
No, I asked. No, that is not.
Track the conversation, buddy. This is reality of the situation.
People move into a new city. They're there.
Oh.
Do you think schools? Do you think fire departments? Do you think the additional police force that's going to be need to be hired? The teachers that are going to actually need to be employed in these schools.
And who's paying for that?
Who is paying for it? And then again, these people when they arrive, do these new
taxpayers are paying for it? Whoa.
Okay, so
you understand those immigrants are taxpayers.
You're talking about You're talking about how the GDP rises and immigration is great, and it's great for corporations. It's great for corporations. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, it's great for everybody. Actually, our communities are safer, right? Yeah, right.
How are our community? What are you talking about? How are our communities safer?
Because they commit crime at a lesser rate. Therefore, communities are safer.
Bro.
So we're just gonna move off away from that one immediately. That's a good point, buddy.
I'm sorry. No, repeat it. Repeat it. I'm sorry. We're doing a little bit of talking over each other.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. Repeat what you just said.
We are. Yeah, good point.
Okay.
Yeah, our communities are safer because they commit crime at a lesser rate. Yeah.
I'm sorry. We were talking about immigration and GDP rising, and that somehow.
Well, yeah, you asked me why it's good. Wait, yes, them coming into my country. Yeah, immigrants, they commit crime at a lesser rate. Therefore, my communities are safer.
Again, I think the federal government, I think they actually benefit. There's a more immediate benefit to the federal government when we have mass immigration. I think at a state level, why
would I not support our federal government like benefiting? My federal government governs over more people than any singular state.
Okay, well, what if the immediate benefits are at the federal level and the stress and the negativity is at the state level?
What's the negative aspects that we're referring to?
He's drinking water because he's scared.
Okay, it goes back to actually housing the immigrants. It goes to housing the immigrants. How do we build the houses? How do we build the schools? Who pays for it?
No, we can talk about it because I actually know the stats on this, right? So, what we'd say the Texas is the second biggest immigrant population in America, right?
Sure.
Okay. They have about, we'll say 3 big cities. They really have probably 4 or 5 big cities, but we'll say 3, Dallas, Austin, and Houston. We'll say 4, actually. We'll incorporate San Antonio, right? It wouldn't be fair not to. Do you understand? And since 2022, all those markets have been, their housing markets have decreased in pricing, median price.
Sure.
Despite the fact that they're having an abundance of immigration. Doesn't that kind of contradict your claim that immigrants are forcing our housing market to increase in pricing?
Well, I didn't say it's forcing the housing market to rise.
What I'm saying is
when you have
stress upon it, what stress would it be rather than forcing us to have
mass
more demand rather than supply?
Yes, when you have mass immigration.
Define mass immigration. Talk to me. How would we define mass?
Let's say you have a city with 80,000 people or so.
80,000 people.
Dude, I gotta be let up, bro.
You have a,
I don't know if we have to wait another 10 minutes,
a city, 80,000 people,
100,000 people.
100,000.
we'll go with 80,000.
Okay,
80,000. Is that not an appropriate number?
Yeah,
for
Justin
you?
brings up a good point.
The total
It's
amount of
fact
people in
as
the
well
town. I
that,
don't really give a fuck.
You know,
That's not
housing is
Okay.
more expensive.
Let's
There's a
just say
housing surplus
80,000 people, and you add
because
20
the
to
interest rates,
30,000
mortgage
people
rates
over
have
2 to 3 years. You don't
which
think
means
that's a
that
massive
people who would
influx of
ordinarily be able
population?
to
It's a
move into
massive
houses
influx in
often
population. Yeah,
can't.
if we increased our population by 20% or so, or that, in that case, it'd be
And
around
also, what's the argument? It's like you
35-ish%.
can't have
That'd be
housing
massive.
surplus
Massive.
So,
without immigration.
Okay. So do you think
That's
at a
yeah,
state
that's
level,
insane.
trying to build infrastructure to maintain that type of immigration, do you think it is good at the state's level? Do you think it's a net positive?
It is, yeah.
An immediate net positive.
Our top 3 states for immigration would be what? Florida, California, and Texas, right? Sounds about right. Sounds about right, right? All three of those markets are some of the best markets in the U.S., right?
Sure. Yes.
Right. Okay. So not really seeing that stress. I mean, we could talk about California. California has balanced their budget, right? So that stress doesn't seem to be occurring. Florida seems to keep on wanting to cut taxes, so I wouldn't blame immigrants for their problem with fucking revenue. I'm not the most familiar with their budgets.
I swear, if I tell him
I
I
believe
believe
that Texas
he's
has
probably going to kick me.
I believe that their budget is stable.
You're talking about communities and states that are, you're talking about things that are already established. I'm talking about
our states have been established, buddy. Like all of our states have been established.
If we open the borders back
well,
up
here
tomorrow,
I'll help you. I promise
we
you.
open the borders back up
I
tomorrow,
promise you. Wyoming is not going to see that mass immigration that you're referring to. Okay, it's going to be our big states like Illinois, Texas, Florida, California, and maybe New York. Right?
I think you're just kind of missing the point that I'm trying to make.
But you're not making any coherent point, right? You're trying to say that their states and local governments won't be able to keep up with mass immigration or whatever. But then when we look at the
there's a potential that they will struggle to do so.
Have we already had mass immigration? Under Biden, we would say that there was mass immigration.
Yeah, sure.
Okay,
we could definitely say that. There was obviously issues at the border.
But no, that's fine. Did we see at those states that occurred most of those immigrants, like Florida, California, and Texas? Did we see in those states that they're collapsing? They can't handle all these fucking immigrants. Oh my God, there's so many more people that are going to work in the labor force now.
I don't have the exact numbers in
thanks,
front of me.
Farmer.
You keep going to states like Florida. I live here in Florida.
Yes, these states
we haven't had mass. Brother, we haven't had mass immigration into Florida over Biden's term. That's not what was happening here in Florida.
Florida did see a big increase in immigration, just to be clear. But even if we just look at like Texas and California, are probably our 2 best states in the union, right?
Again, the idea is if we completely open the borders, if we allow
why would we do that? No one's arguing for that. No one's arguing to completely open the border.
So
all right, this guy needs to drop.
You said net negative. Net negative immigration. You think that was an issue? You think that's
it's an ultra-national. That's an ultra-nationalist talking point, right? Certainly a nationalist talking point. It kind of stems from Europe. We never really used that terminology inside of America.
I think if you were arguing that you wanted a policy that said, "Hey, we need to keep," I think we needed to get to a point where there is net negative immigration to then actually figure out a plan to have a better immigration. I mean, you said before that
doesn't seem to be the case. That would put even more stress on our immigration system if we were to try to force more deportation.
Issues at the border.
You asked me where the biggest stress was at, and it would certainly be at the border because we don't have enough border judges and people working at the border. Yep.
So again, if you have a problem at the border, wouldn't you say, in an effort to try to fix those problems,
wait, who said
let's lower. You just said the large.
You asked me where the most stress would occur. The most stress would occur at the border, necessarily. That's where all the people are going through.
Okay, so if that's where the most stress is going,
how much is it?
Come on.
If that's where the most stress is going to occur, then if we want to improve that system, wouldn't we want to reduce immigration?
I don't want to reduce immigration. No.
If we want to improve what's going on at the border,
if I want to improve those systems, What would I actually do? I would fund those systems. I would make sure that we get more border judges on the border. Donald Trump isn't interested in that. You know who was interested in that? The Biden administration. They tried to pass the Langford bill. Donald Trump himself called members of the Congress and told them, no, don't you dare sign that. I need something to run on in 2024. Don't dare sign that bill. It's going to help our immigration problem, right? We got to have something to run on. It's a bill written up by Langford, a senator from Oklahoma, and Donald Trump didn't give a fuck.
Again, I think we're talking past each other.
And whose fault is that?
I mean, I think it's both of our faults.
No, the fuck it isn't. I'm engaging with the words that you say. Just because you don't know how to articulate yourself, it's not my problem.
All right, man. You have a good one.
I hope you don't,
It was a
I
pleasure.
guess. Yeah, no, it wasn't.
Okay.
That's insane.
Anyways, I'm here for 4 more minutes, man.
That's insane,
4
dude.
more minutes. You won't shut the fuck up? Good point, bro.
Come on, dude. He brought up some other guy. Come on, come on.
Kira, I see you. I got you, buddy.
Okay, here we go.
TikTok seeing if I'm still here. I am still here, Kira. Or TikTok. All right, that person not loading. Kira. Okay. Hey, what's up, buddy?
Hey, what's going on, man?
I'm alive, man.
Hey, good to hear. Good to hear. How you doing?
Doing great, man.
It's unfortunate to hear that you didn't wish that last gentleman a good night, but
I was wasting my time up here. Kira. Was he wasting my time up here?
No, I'm not. I believe that.
No, I'm not asking if you were wasting my time. Was he wasting my time?
Oh well, look, I think that you were cutting him off quite a bit. I don't mean to like just get on you, but I do think you were cutting him off quite a bit. And if he would have been able to develop some of his points, I'm sure you could have gotten to better, like more substantive criticisms. The problem is you jumped from one issue to another really quick. You jumped, to the Langford bill to
that was towards the end of the debate. During the start, I don't know how long you were here to be fair. During the start of the debate, we were talking about fascism, and then I brought up when he's doing fascistic things or using or like being like ultra nationalist, for instance, which we would agree is like kind of fascistic. Yeah, I used the net. He is like celebrating net negative migration as that. That's how we got into the immigration topic. And then he.
Can I clarify? I don't believe that's I don't believe that's fascistic.
Well, it's ultra nationalist, right?
Well, what does that even mean? Like,
well, it's like nationalist, right? We agree that it's a nationalist talking point, right? We would agree with that.
Sure. What's wrong with nationalism?
Not even making any claims about nationalism currently, right? Like the reason that that's brought up is in the context of fascism. Like he's complaining and bitching and moaning that Democrats have called Trump a fascist. That's all that guy was doing at the beginning of it.
Well, but
I said there's probably a difference between 2016 and current day. In 2016, he wasn't talking about negative migration, so.
Well, he was talking about, deporting lots of people, but I also thought that your claim there was rather ridiculous. I mean, it is certainly the case that people were calling Trump a fascist in 2016.
Those are the same people who called those are the same people who called Bush and Obama fascists. They're just the far lefties.
I mean, I disagree. I think that there's a substantive difference in the way that people use the term. I mean, the right
modern day, sure.
Well, not even just in modern day. I mean, look at the way that Trump refers to the left as fascists. I think when he said that, nobody takes him serious.
Well, he was just going, "No, you," when he did that.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. That's kind of my point.
I didn't make any claims about him saying that. Yeah.
Yeah, but my point is that people, when they use the term, depending on who it's directed towards, obviously take it with a different degree of seriousness.
No, sure, but it's about who's saying it, right?
I don't think so. I think it's.
It certainly is. If a guy of my like level of influence says it, it's certainly different than if the Democratic establishment's actually saying it, because I'm not the Democratic establishment.
Oh, I actually agree with you. I think it matters more oftentimes what pundits say. I think that the politicians.
Pundit, right? Well, I'm sorry. I'm not a pundit of any significant scale. I hit 8,900 followers today. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and I'm not conflating that with you. What I mean to say is that oftentimes when I debate people who are on the left, they make this claim that unless there's a gubernatorial candidate or a candidate for president who's claiming Trump is a fascist, although Kamala Harris, I mean, she did, but unless
but we're talking about 2016. You guys are making claims about 2016. He was being called a fascist. Substantiate that.
Well, hold on. Just before you cut me off, I'm trying to make this point, which is that the left often makes the argument that unless you have an elected official who makes the claim,
really there's not any power behind it. And I completely actually disagree.
No,
Well, hold on.
it's not about the power that's behind it. No, Kira, it's not about the power that's behind it. We can recognize that a pundit could be big. If Hassan Piker calls somebody a fascist, people just like know it as, oh wow, that far left guy called somebody a fascist again. When we speak on like pundits and we go, oh well, they're not like a representative of the Democratic Party. That's what that statement means. What it is, they are not a representative of the Democratic Party. However, like if you see Destiny or something like go out and he says such and such is a fascist or whatever the case may be, maybe you probably could take that because he works with the Democrats. He's been co-authored by Democrats. Works with the establishment, right?
Well, I mean, hold on. Can I just address that point then? Hassan Piker is literally like running campaign events with the guy who literally just won his primary, Abdul Al Saeed.
But
like your
Abdul Al
argument,
Saeed isn't running as a establishment. He's running as anti-establishment, right?
Oh, but if the whole argument
that's kind of the point, right? It's like I'm saying like there's a difference between these type of people. There's a difference between the type of like pundits that you're referring to. If Cenk Uygur calls somebody a fucking fascist, it just means something different than if Nancy Pelosi says it.
So then what matters is not the fact that they are in proximity to elected office. What matters is if they are anti or pro-establishment.
No, it's
like it just matters whether
there's a multiple factors, right? But we don't have to just get into the yay or nays of it, right? The reality of the situation is that with like someone like Hassan Piker that just actively doesn't like the Democratic Party, if he calls somebody a fascist, if you try to tie that back to the Democratic Party, that's foolish, right?
Well, I don't think it is because the guy he's campaigning with might even become a Democratic.
Well, let's try to figure this one out then. In 2016, who was calling Trump a fascist?
All kinds of media, journalists. I could probably, I could put that into ChatGPT and it'd spit out a laundry list of YouTubers. And my argument is, okay, let's see here. Give me a second. What do you want me to put in? What prompt do you want me to put in?
It's up to you, buddy. You just say it out loud.
Well, hold on. You're asking me to put something into ChatGPT
because you guys are making a claim about something. If this is the way that you're going to search for your evidence, you go for it.
Then let's agree on the prompt. Who referred to Trump as a fascist before, during, and after the 2016 election cycle?
Whatever. Yeah, that's fine. I guess. I don't really care.
I mean, you're telling me to do it, because
you're making a claim. You have to just find your evidence. I don't really care how you find your evidence. I mean, I'll ask you for the prompt or I'll ask you for the source, I suppose. But like, however you get to the prompt or however you get to your evidence is up to you. I need to give you permission to find your answer.
Well, if I could circle back to what I've started with without getting cut off, because I think it's more important so that you understand why I'm even mentioning this. It's that the label, it does not so much matter if it's an elected official saying it, because I believe that pundits actually hold more weight in the political equation than people give them credit for, right?
They can.
For me, I think honestly, if Hassan Piker is calling Trump a fascist, if Destiny is calling Trump a fascist, I think that is probably more influential than if Kamala Harris does it, despite the fact that she did.
But it means something different than you saying like the Democrats said this about Trump. Well, then you're gonna have to substantiate who's the Democrat. Is Hassan Piker the Democrat? No, Hassan Piker is not the Democrat. So
I didn't phrase it that way. I never phrased it that way.
That's what the conversation has been about, because the previous person that was up here was saying that the Democrats have been calling Trump a fascist since 2016, and you came up to pick up that claim.
Yeah, I might amend that. But all that aside,
okay.
I mean, I think this is.
Go ahead and amend it. It's fine.
Well, I think all of this is kind of a semantic point. This was just my disagreement that I thought it was laughable that you claimed that people were not, and that was the phraseology, people were not calling Donald Trump a fascist in 2016. I mean, there wouldn't be articles written about how he compares to the tenets of fascism by Umberto Eco if it were not the case that people compared him to fascists. Umberto Eco.
Who's that?
Umberto Eco, he was a liberal. Actually, I don't know if he's qualified as a liberal, but he is one who's frequently cited because he outlined, I think it was 14 tenets of fascism. Umberto Eco.
Yeah. Okay. Ooh, Umberto.
Yeah. And I mean,
if he's the 14 tenets guy, yeah, sure.
Yes. There's other definitions as well of fascism, but he's one that's frequently cited. Anyway, I would like to get to maybe the more substantive, more policy-driven discussion, which is about the issue of immigration. And I don't know, like, why you kind of walked back the idea. Do you think nationalism is bad?
Yeah, if nationalism is going to lead to the, like if we're looking at the world in a zero-sum game, yeah, I would absolutely think that's bad in that scenario, right? Like patriotism is awesome and based, and we should put our country probably first, right? In the sense that we should worry about ourselves before we worry about anybody else. However, like to say that, I'm a nationalist, I want to take down these other countries so that I can be number one is something I cannot support now. If that, well, I guess if that's not your meaning of nationalism, you go ahead and give me a meaning.
I mean, I think that's a pretty good way of looking at it. If you at all kind of ascribe to a realist view of international or foreign policy, international relations,
everybody
then
uses some realism in their foreign policy.
I actually agree with you. I think almost everybody uses some form of realism or some, flavor thereof in the way that they think about it. But I think nationalism is a very logical conclusion of realist international relations. It is a constant competition. It is actually, by definition, a zero-sum game.
Oh, I don't agree that I'm not a realist. I am a neoliberal in geopolitics.
Well, okay, perfect. Like we just have kind of an ideological, like an analytical difference.
Well, yeah,
but it is the case. It is the case that realism is like a very popular, very normal, internationally very normal view of the relations between nations.
Which means that is that what we're trying to figure out right now, Kira? Are we trying to figure out what the most popular or the most normal position is? Or are we trying to figure out what the most correct or better position is?
No, we can get to the correct and better, but I'm trying to walk back some of the statements you had made initially, which is, and you did walk it back to your credit.
What did I walk back again?
You said that net zero migration is fascist, and then you said
no. I never said that was fascist, buddy. No, just to be clear, I never claimed that was fascist. Him spouting these nationalist. Him spouting these nationalist talking points was a part of this like fascist thing that we were talking. Yeah, calling it ultranationalist or nationalist are the same. Well, it's the same weight. When we say that, because the initial point was about fascism, I was saying that this is a nationalist thing that he was saying here. You don't even disagree that was a ultranationalist thing that he's saying right there.
Yes, but you made the claim as if it presupposed that nationalism was a negative. That's what I'm trying to unpack.
Okay, I'm trying. Yeah, we can debate about that. Yeah, we can debate about that then. Yeah, for sure.
Okay, perfect. Let's debate about that. Mm-hmm. I think that you actually hold a pretty immoral perspective. Do you believe it is morally just for the United States to have individuals in this country who pay into its social services via taxes, but do not receive the benefits of those same social services?
I think it's morally just. No, I would love for those people to be able to pull out their shit that they put in.
Okay, so do you believe then that we should enfranchise every person who has immigrated illegally to this country?
Enfranchise them? What meaning?
Like provide them legal citizenship so they can reap the benefits.
I'm in favor of mass amnesty, not necessarily citizenship status, but mass amnesty.
Well, so if you're not a citizen, how are you receiving the federal benefits?
Non-citizens,
like Social Security.
Yeah, non-citizens can receive some form of benefits. I'm not claiming Social Security.
So you don't think like they should pay into it? Like their federal and state taxes should be taken out, should be put to those federal programs that are distributed
to an extent, citizens. Right? Because they have and those people can absolutely be part of a streamlined process to gain citizenship, and that would be something I would be in support. They don't just like my mass amnesty program wouldn't be the thing that gives them their citizenship, right? Right.
Well, your mass amnesty program still doesn't actually allow them access to the things
it can be the start of the solution.
Then take me through the solution.
Right. Yeah. So we get these people on a Reagan-style mass amnesty program in which we make sure that they haven't committed a crime. We understand that they are working, and then we give them legal status in our country, and we can put them on a streamlined process to citizenship that might take anywhere from 3 to 5 to 10 years. We can figure that one out in the details of our Congress.
Okay. Yeah. And of course, I'm not going to expect that you draft a bill in front of me. That's something that takes a lot of time. But I think that there's a lack of consideration for assimilation in all of this process. And there's been a disregard for it, for decades now. It's interesting, too, just recently it's been shown that second-generation immigrants have poorer language assimilation than they had just, I think, about a decade ago. I'd have to pull back up the stat to be completely sure. But it shows that assimilation...
A decade ago? Okay, I'm trying to... Let's even... Why do you think that would be?
Because there's less pressure to assimilate. There are more ethnic enclaves in the United States.
Don't you think that there would be more incentive to assimilate if we do a mass amnesty program that would streamline them to our citizens process? Because in the Reagan-style amnesty that I am in favor of, they did require some level of proficiency in English.
So there's something that actually currently exists. It's in our law as it pertains to applications for citizenship. I believe it's I always get the number mixed up. I think it's the 65-20 rule. People who have been here in the United States for over 20 years and who are above the age of 65. Those people can take the citizenship test in Spanish instead of in English, or in another language instead of in English. Would you be in favor of getting rid of that as to encourage assimilation, or would you keep that on the books?
What's the utility in that rule? I don't even know what the utility would be.
Well, the utility is that you can enfranchise people who have not assimilated to the English language but have been here for a long time.
Yeah, I'd probably get rid of that rule.
Okay, that's actually super based. That's super based. I agree with you.
Yeah, because I'm okay with. Or wait, I'm sorry. Did I say get rid of? I would keep that rule.
So you don't believe that
these people are 65. I don't need them to assimilate.
But they've also been in the United States for 20 years, right? So they've been working age for 20 years.
Yeah, if they don't have if they're not like proficient in English, that can just be okay. That's just fine, right? These people are 65 years old. The reality of the situation is they don't got much left here. The assimilation that is required probably isn't all that important. They probably don't even contribute that much to our societal things. They probably don't go to work. They're getting to, if not of the retirement age that we expect. Probably just not out and about as much. The assimilation that we would need there is probably less than for others, right? Yeah, for sure. I want these people to be able to receive our healthcare and Social Security when needed. So because when they retire, I don't want them to fucking starve to death or whatever.
Real. Do you mind if I? By the way, I usually ask this at the beginning of lives. Are you comfortable if I turn my camera on? I think I have found that it improves conversation because both people are humanized.
Yeah.
Okay, I appreciate you. I just wanted to run it by you because I know some people get skittish. Okay, so good to meet you, by the way. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
wait 1 second.
Now
I'm doing this for 10 more minutes.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
So what's interesting is that you have now argued that you'd be in favor of giving citizenship to the population of individuals who, first of all, have not actually spent the time to assimilate to the English language, despite the fact they've been here for 20 years.
To what extent of their assimilation?
Let me finish.
Or to what extent, like, what proficiency of English are you requiring here, or to take
sufficient to pass the citizenship exam?
Yeah. Okay. I don't know what that looks like. What does that actually look like? What do they have to be at for that? Like, they don't have to speak like you or I, right? Like.
Well, I'm sure that they probably wouldn't. I mean, you and I have grown up in this country, so our assimilation is going to be different. We have accent assimilation. There's lots of things that we are going to have an advantage in. Now, here is the question. Thanks, by the way, for the universe. Much appreciated.
Galaxy, bro. It's a galaxy.
Or galaxy. My apology. I don't do a lot of TikTok. But so the interesting thing here, and that's kind of a cop-out. I was like, what level of assimilation? Like, I mean, look, you could take an OPIC test and figure out what level, like, I don't know, advanced medium or advanced low is sufficient.
Sure. I don't need that out of you because I don't know. I don't even know what that fucking means. Okay. I need, like, what does it actually look like, you know?
Yeah, what it looks like, and I gave the answer, is the minimum sufficient fluency to pass a citizenship test exam in the national language of the United States.
Yeah, okay. For someone who's 65, okay.
Yes.
I don't actually give a fuck.
And has been in the country for 20 years.
Yeah, I couldn't give a fuck, right? In those 20 years, what they're missing out on right there, they have missed out on programs that they were potentially able to get. They had been missing out on Medicaid, say if they were poor, right? That can be the case because they didn't fit what we need them to be to get these programs. And now later on, down the line, we're going to have them be 65 and starve to death in their home because they can't they can't work anymore because their bones have broke down and deteriorated as old folks do, okay? And they can't get healthcare anymore because they didn't meet our standard of English? Really? Does that really feel like the utopia that we want to live in?
Well, I don't understand why you're being dismissive of the idea that language assimilation is important. The lack of ability to communicate. I just thought you were. Well, please stop cutting me off just for a second. I think language assimilation is one of, if not the most important part of assimilation, because every opportunity that we have to begin to know people is downstream from our ability to communicate with
them. These motherfuckers are 65, Kai.
Yes,
they're not meeting new people, buddy. Okay, I don't know how many 65 plus like care groups you go to. Okay, these motherfuckers, they're not there to meet new people. Okay, buddy, they're chill as fuck. Okay, and they're just.
I actually agree. That's another big part of the immigration problem is that they are not incentivized to mingle, to mix, and integrate into the community.
No, just to be clear, that's an old people thing. Old people. That's how old people are.
But speaking from the data, it's not just an old people thing. When people immigrate to this country, especially as assimilation requirements decline, those people are more likely to enter communities that don't require.
I'm offering incentives for assimilation, am I not?
What is the incentive besides giving them access?
Do you remember with that do you remember the mass amnesty thing that I brought up earlier? You do need to have some proficiency in English in order to qualify for that legal status.
What does that proficiency look like?
Probably something similar. To passing the citizenship test.
Oh, Wait, so you're
probably something
so
of that
you
nature,
now,
yeah.
Wait, so you now believe what I believe, which is you should be able to speak English enough to pass a citizenship test.
There's a difference between our elderly folks who we are trying to do that with versus the people who are coming into our country who have been here for say 3 to 5 years, and you know they're in their early 20s. There's a difference there.
What is the excuse for somebody who's been in the country for 20 years?
We recognize the difference, right?
Well, absolutely, of course.
Okay,
Which is
and
why
what is the
it's even
difference?
worse. The difference is that younger people are more their brains are more plastic. They're more likely to be able to acquire new languages and assimilate to them faster, which in my opinion means it's far worse if a younger person never learns English. Like I think you and I agree.
That's why we're incentivizing it.
Why? Yeah, I understand that. Maybe we disagree about the incentive versus like pressure thing. I think there should be pressure.
You're not even in favor of immigration. I'm not even sure how we're even at this point, really. You're not even in favor of any immigration, are you?
Whether or not I'm in favor, and actually that's not entirely true because I take a net zero position instead of just like a strict moratorium. I think net zero makes a little bit more sense. But you and I kind of agree, which is that it's kind of really ridiculous if people come to this country, especially when they're young and never learn the language. But if somebody has lived
it's okay if someone like comes here and they're not like proficient in English. That's okay.
If they come here to stay, I don't think that they should come here without the expectation that they should learn it. Now, this is please don't cut me off. This was what I asked.
I have an expectation of them. That's why I would do that. The mass amnesty requires them to have some level of proficiency in English, Kai. I don't know why you keep on. I don't know why you keep on like letting that go as if I don't incentivize the assimilation.
Okay, so saying please don't cut me off does not work, I suppose.
It does not work. Absolutely not.
So about a minute ago, I asked if somebody's been in the country for 20 years. What excuse do they have for not learning the language?
Well, for those, for the law that applies to those 45 to 65, you already mentioned it. It's harder for them to learn the language. I couldn't even give a fuck for a 65-year-old to be able to be proficient in English. It doesn't mean shit to me, okay? I want to make sure those people aren't fucking dying on my street because they don't have healthcare or food.
No. What you want to do is you want to shut them in a house and just give them. You want to give them like federal benefits. That's what we do with all of our old
people, Kai. That's what we do with all of our old people.
I don't think that's true. And I can actually give you an example. If you have, for instance, a nursing home and you have like this, I think is the best example of old people being shut in a home, right? Okay. Let's say you put these people in like one of these assisted living centers, or you put them in memory care, and they can't even talk to the other people who are in the memory care center with them. I mean, what do you think you give them?
I'm sorry. I don't know
about
you. Those care centers always have somebody that speaks Spanish in the motherfucker, and they're always like really good at Spanish too. I don't know if you've ever been to one. No, that isn't the case that they won't be able to speak to people.
I have, and trust me.
They always got a really good Spanish speaker, don't they?
The Spanish isn't a problem. It's usually me. It's usually me, actually.
They always got a really good Spanish speaker there. Come on, we don't exactly.
It's usually me, actually. But I kind of came to this right because I was in New York.
But we don't need to pretend. Well, no, then we don't need to pretend like they wouldn't have anyone to speak to at the care center or whatever. They do, obviously, and we both know this. I think it was kind of disingenuous to pretend like they wouldn't. We both know that they do.
Yeah, see, this is the problem, is like you have this perception that we should always be dependent on like this second language. It's like, I think that's maybe the case, you can make it a little easier for tourists. But if you have the expectation to live in this country for a significant amount of time, I think it's a minimum requirement to assimilate to language, right? And I actually am not going to let you, hold on. I'm not going to let you run off with this idea that, well, 45-year-olds are already old. Dude, if you're in the country for 20 years, you can learn English. I don't care if it takes you 10 years as opposed to 1 year. I learned Spanish in 2 years because I had some practice in high school.
These people have better shit to do, like fucking
then learn the language of the country that they're in that allows them to communicate with every other person here.
Yes, like working
and
participating in our society.
You believe in a country where people can't talk to any of their neighbors. That's what you believe in. I don't believe in that.
Kai, these people have more important shit to do, like work and participate in our society. Actually, by going out and working every single day to make sure that they can feed their kids, send their kids off to our nice public schools. Okay, yes, they have important shit to do.
You're like an evil capitalist. These people have more important things to do than talk with their neighbors.
They don't need to talk with their neighbors, Kai.
Like, bro, what are you talking about? Of course they can talk with their neighbors because they live in communities that only speak Spanish because they don't assimilate or integrate.
It isn't a necessity for me that these people if they're here and they don't know the language, that I have to get rid of them. It's fine. They just won't receive the same benefits as others until they hit that fucking 65 marker, in which at that case, they're of retirement age, and therefore I don't want them to fucking die because they can't work anymore.
Yeah, I understand that. And like
you
I
might call
said,
me an evil capitalist, but I'm also arguing for these people to get welfare at the same time, huh? That's kind of weird.
Well, it is actually weird because you basically said that only once people enter their age bracket where they no longer pay into the federal benefit system, that is exactly when we should basically start paying into them.
Wait, I'm incentivizing people to learn the language. If they choose not to, then they don't get those benefits until they reach the age in which they cannot work for themselves and live for themselves.
So what are you doing to
retirement age, which is 65.
Incentivize language assimilation?
What am I doing to incentivize assimilation? What am I doing to incentivize assimilation? Language assimilation. Yeah. Do you remember my mass amnesty plan, Kai?
Yeah, you've said that 3 times. Besides that, because I understand you could provide them a federal document and say, okay, you have to learn English in order to pass this. Besides that, are you going to be doing anything substantively to improve people's ability?
Kai, what is the besides that's even necessary?
Every other part of a society. The fact that you have the opportunity either to provide structural pressure to the learning of the national language by making it more ubiquitous and stripping other languages of their preeminence on certain documents. It's English.
Didn't Trump make that our national language? Yeah. LOL.
Well, and I mean, even
is that upheld by any law, or is that just an executive order?
I think even without laws on the books, it's something that you can interpret and observe. Like I don't think I need a paper to tell you
is
that
like officially our national language. That's fine. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I think the legality of it is way less relevant.
We're literally talking about Kai, we're literally talking about
years of American history.
We're talking about our legal system right now and the way that these people would be able to receive benefits. And you're speaking on a national language that does not exist.
So, well, first of all, it does by executive order. My understanding is it's never been challenged. I mean, until you get somebody in office who overturns it, that is still true if you want to talk about the legality. But hold on.
John Ossoff's going to overturn it, King. Because he's winning in 2028, right?
I think it's going to be AOC. I think it's going to be AOC.
Either one of them's winning in 2028, right? You understand Democrats.
Well, we'll see how the midterms go. I think the midterms will allow Democrats an opportunity to screw things up. And if they do, then we'll see how 28 goes. But I think you're right. Like, as it stands right now, the electoral outcomes look far better for Democrats than it does for Republicans. I agree with you there. Here's the issue, is that actually the law, like the physical paper, matters a lot less than the actual reality on the ground, right? Even though it is the case that you could say, well, we're not actually like a Christian country because it didn't say it in the Constitution, you could read actually some of the stuff that was written around the time, and you realize the perception of the founding fathers of their country was overwhelmingly white Anglo-Saxon Protestant. You don't need a federal document that tells you that, because you can observe the history and say,
we're a secular society regardless of that fact, right?
I mean, today maybe, but historically, no, absolutely not.
Historically, not. Okay, I'm sorry. When do you think our secularism began?
Probably around the turn of the century, in the 20th century, well into the 60s. There's kind of secularization that happens in Europe as well.
Around the same time of us becoming the greatest nation on the planet?
Well, I think that if we're going to talk about that, that's kind of a coincidence of 2 world wars that happened to bankrupt. No, this is not. Hold on. This is just historical literacy. You think we become the most powerful nation on the world if the rest of the world didn't destroy itself? Of course not. We were in a very opportune position when the entire world decided to get into a war, and we decided to reap the economic benefits.
We become the greatest nation on the planet regardless of those world wars. They streamlined it for sure. We certainly become the strongest nation on the planet regardless. I don't know how anti-patriotic you are.
I love the leftist adoption of right-wing language of I'm actually America first. None of the founding fathers would agree with any of these perspectives, right? And that's kind of what I'm getting to. You could say all kinds of stuff about, well, where's the federal document? Well, the founding fathers had an intuitive sense of the nature of the country.
It probably is the case that if you want to make any claims about anything, you're gonna have to back it up with some legal or moral principle here, and our legal system does not dictate anything other than a secular nation, or it doesn't dictate anything about a national language.
Then I've got a counterpoint. What would be the secular reason for adultery laws?
The secular reason for adultery laws?
Yeah.
Probably it's the case that it's bad for the society and degrades our society, right? By having people
in what way?
Having families being broken apart by adultery is when you cheat, no? Am I tripping?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, having families being broken apart through people making these terrible decisions. That's probably why. Beyond people can intuitively think that cheating is a bad thing without God telling them so, yes?
Yes, but what would provide the moral justification on the books?
Like moral justification on the books.
Code.
Yeah, because if those families get broken apart, we will have a worse society because I mean, we already know the stats on that. When
so you understand that's the exact same reason that same-sex marriage was not legal in this country for the overwhelming history of it.
Yeah, same-sex marriage wasn't legal because families are going to be broken apart. Yeah, good point, Kai.
No, not that they would be broken apart, but because the state has a vested interest in the institution of marriage and found that the institution of marriage coincided very significantly with Christianity in the Western world.
It wasn't even truly about like the institution of marriage for me right there. It was the families getting broken apart. I don't really, the institution of marriage is to the extent in which there's families, there's families. Yeah, I know you did. That's why I'm correcting it. The institution of marriage is like important to the extent in which they raise a family or whatever the case may be, right? Not to the case in which like the government has a vested interest in it. I'm not even sure if that's true.
Okay, do you think adultery laws should still exist? Because they still do exist in, I think, 20 of the states.
Probably not.
I think if we were in a more secular country, certainly they never would. So why do you think that we ever
never would? No, we can all intuitively understand what the problem would be if we have people cheating and breaking up families. We can intuitively understand what the problem is.
So
whether or not the government should be involved, I would say no, the government shouldn't be involved. But like we can intuitively understand what the bad part there or the bad thing is there.
Do you think it was the religious character of the nation's founders that inspired them to make that legal code?
Our founders were who? Who was pushing at the federal level? Who was pushing our?
It wouldn't be at the federal level because it's not a federal law.
I know that it wouldn't. And outside of our federal level, we don't really consider anybody else a founder.
I mean, I apply to the founding stock of Americans, people who were here, Jamestown and beyond, prior to the immigration, after the Declaration. And those people were puritanical. Another great question about the laws. Why would we ever ban alcohol? Why did we pass prohibition? Why was the Constitution?
The severance movement, we know what the answer is there. It was something beyond just Christianity. Families were being torn apart because these husbands would go out all day, go drink, come back and beat the fuck out of their wives, Kai. And if I'm sure you've done the history dive on this one. We certainly know that the severance movement was highly religious, but the ultimate arguments
That's an understatement. That's the understatement of the year.
Of course they were highly religious. Those people that were making those arguments, they weren't making arguments of God. They were talking about how they would come home and their husband would beat the shit out of them. And how that would destroy their family.
How do you think we banned slavery, dude?
Nothing. Wait.
What did Martin Luther King Jr. say to argue
Martin Luther King didn't ban slavery, Kai. Okay,
no, not slavery. You cut me off before I finished my line,
you said
dude.
slavery. What are we talking about?
No. I said slavery in the sentence prior, and then I said,
Kai, I've given you 15. I said 10, and I gave you 15. You can talk to me tomorrow, okay? You can come on me.
That's crazy.
Come on, Kai. Did I not give the 10 out earlier?
You did.
Okay, and it's been 15.
You did.
Okay, I got
it. That's fair. I appreciate it.
We jumped to like 20 different topics at the end there. That's the reason. Come back to me tomorrow.
That's how we do it. Hey,
I'll be live at 10 EST tomorrow. We can absolutely debate that one.
Okay, sounds good. I'm excited. See you, man.
I'll see you.
Thanks for bringing me up.
All right, guys. I'm heading off. Appreciate you guys. Did we hit?
Yeah.
Okay, we're 22 off from 4K.
Yeah,
okay.
buddy.
Help me out.
How did we do, gentlemen? How did we do, gentlemen? How did we do, gentlemen? The Enough America tour was claiming that I'm employed by TPUSA. I've not ever signed a contract with TPUSA. Anyways. So that was nice, dude. It feels good to get back in the hot seat. Feels good. It feels good to be back in the hot seat of doing debates. Feels so nice. I thought he was a good kid. Also, he totally cut me off. I was about, how do you think that Martin Luther King Jr. argued in favor of abolishing segregation? Argued in favor of civil rights. He cut me off and then tried to claim that. That's insane. You didn't do your best near the beginning, but once it got deeper into immigration and not just semantics, you were absolutely cooking him. He just didn't understand my point. My whole point is that who's saying it doesn't just need to be elected officials. Actually, it's pundits who are a much bigger deal. So, anyways, that was pretty fun. Please cite the blasphemy laws. Yeah, that would have been better. I was going to cite as well that Utah had banned premarital sex. You had the charters of the states included very specific religious language. I mean, in Federalist number 2, John Jay literally discusses the fact that we are descended from a common religion.
there's a lot of reasons to believe that the United States is Christian in its character, and you don't need like a declaration to prove it. And that's kind of my argument, right? Is that you do not need a federal proclamation to prove something that is an observable historical reality. The term WASP is used in the literature by social studies and history teachers because it is true of the people who created the country, of the founding stock of Americans, because they were white Anglo-Saxon Protestants. So anyway, Jimbo Raid, hey, what's going on? Dude, Corvette, you literally just missed the best debate. We just ran this crazy debate. We ratioed this guy like insane style, and you guys all missed it. That's insane. What timing? What timing is this? Maybe we just run it back. Maybe we just like rewatch it. Oh my goodness. Yo, what's going on, Demi? Good to see you. Good to see all of you guys in the chat. His bio said he loves his girlfriend. That's based. That's actually based. No, not real. Raid broke, but we are here. Hey, no worries. No worries. I'm glad you're here. Low-key, I got to get off, though, too, now. Often I'll game with him. Let me text my buddy, oh boy. Dude, I'm sweating so bad. It's so hot in this room. Oh, my gosh. I look like I'm crying now. Parker was a problem in this debate. He couldn't let you cook. We cooked regardless. His argument didn't make sense. His argument is that we do want language assimilation, but the only level of assimilation we are willing to entertain is requiring them to take the citizenship test in English. But then he said that he actually does not require that for old people, even if they've been here in the country for 20 years. So, all right. We need the sweat rag to come back. Dude, we do. We need the sweat rag. We need a sweat rag. All right, guys. About to hop off. If you guys do want to send in any last-minute power chats, go to powerchat.live/kaiclips. Support the stream. Support the show. Support your boy. Support your bro. You see how I rhymed that? You see how I rhymed that? I'm a cool cat because I rhymed that. No, we had that though. That was good. That was good. That was a good debate. That was fun. Good kid. I like him. He is a little too vicious. Like, he interrupts too much. He doesn't allow the arguments to flow. But he's eager. This is good. We can save him. The thing is, though, it's like left-wing TikTok debating. That is the grift now. Dean Withers showed everybody how much money there is to be made in that, and so now everybody is just doing that. That's like that's the new thing, and everything else is out. Adios, bye. They all do that, yeah. I mean, it's very Destiny. It's very. Dean doesn't actually do it so much. Dean has a good way of tempering his cadence, and he did switch topics all the time. I tried to bring it to immigration because, like, the first point was kind of just goofy. He walked back. He did totally call Trump fascist. He said that net zero immigration is fascistic. It's ultra nationalist. And then I pushed him on it, and he goes, "Okay, well, it's just nationalist." And I'm like, "Well, you said it as if, like, you said it. What's the logical fallacy where you presume the answer? You beg the question." Cool Game Theorist, thank you for following on Kick. Love you, big guy. He seemed like he got frustrated easier. Yes, he did. He did. That argument, too. It's like, this is what I wanted to say at the end. He's like, well, there are secular reasons for supporting a ban of adultery. And I'm like, really? You think if this was a secular country, we would have laws on the books about cheating on your wife? Probably not. And also, what does he think that I believe? You think that I believe that the law has to be Christian and it can have absolutely no positive secular or practical application? The whole point of being a Christian is you believe that your worldview has positive practical applications. That's kind of like a big part of being a Christian, right? Is that you believe if you live the gospel, you live in a, to quote the new neo-Aristotelian Dean Withers, you live in a way that is more conducive to eudaimonia. I think he also totally said Ayn Rand's name wrong. Like, he said Ayn Rand, but he said Aaron Rand. Or On Rand, I think is what he said. We got to listen to this one more time. This was brutal. Like, this was actually, he said it wrong so many times.
He's muting me. He's muting. That even though there are, you know, a limited capacity in which they are experiencing the senses, as long as there is interpretation of senses, then there is going to be some intellective form within this quote-unquote embryo. And therefore, it's going to be a human subject, which would apply to the morality that you laid out earlier. So I need you to tell me now, in what ways do you...
Normatively binding, because ought implies can, and then we'd go into some Ayn Rand, if you've ever read it.
Okay, he did say Ayn Rand there.
Anti-realist don't have a semi-cohesive normative framework, which is distinct from my meta-ethical framework, and I would say that it's my normative framework that expands on, well, we have moral data. We know that some things are right. We know that some things are wrong.
Okay, whoa, hold on.
Why are these things right? Or why are these things wrong in accordance with my normative commitments?
So
and I could kind of explore on that, but you're probably already really familiar with my normative
yeah,
commitments.
dude, even the transcript, I couldn't find it under Ayn. I couldn't find it under Iron, but then I looked up Aaron. It's like the Baltimore accent. It's like, Aaron. Here.
Anti-natural realist, because I'm conflicted on what Immanuel Kant and Aaron Rand have to say.
Aaron Rand. Maybe that is a different dude. Maybe, okay, maybe I might be wrong. Maybe Aaron Rand is a different dude. He wrote a book called Democracy, Microdemocracy, The Democracy Revolution of the Information Era. I'm not seeing anything else, though. Yeah, nope. I think he's just mispronouncing Ayn Rand.
Conflicted on what Immanuel Kant and Aaron Rand have to
Aaron
say.
Rand. Aaron Rand, dude. Gender swap Ayn Rand?
And Aaron Rand's work.
Aaron Rand's work.
Conversion of Aristotle's work, St. Thomas Aquinas' work, and Aaron Rand's work. Okay? As it would pertain to my meta-ethical commitments concerning natural versus
Aaron Rand, by the way.
And maybe you could even make yourself feel a little bit better because you have a couple people in the comment section who haven't understood a damn word I've said.
Dude, he gets so salty. He gets so salty. Hey, chill.
Said this whole conversation.
Dean, I don't think you've understood the words that you've said.
Higher IQ than, you know, probably what the high schoolers in the chat saying that I lost the debate.
Dude, Aaron Rand is crazy. Aaron Rand is crazy, dude. And then I posted that on TikTok, and people thought that I wasn't remembering the name of the philosopher. They really thought I was that stupid, huh? Metaethical is such a lib crap word. It's actually not. Metaethics, that is a real thing. It's just the way that he was like using it in every sentence. And he would go on these diatribes where he would just mention all of the stuff that he'd been studying. And it's like, look, dude. Look, we get it. You study. Look, dude. We get it. We get it. You study. What's my daily reward going to be today? What's it going to be, Kick? It's going to be... Oh, it was almost a red. Dude, it was almost a red. That's kind of sick. It's an uncommon. It's Pepe Jam. All right, guys. Well, all right. I think that's where we're going to leave it. Folks, no worry, Newport Menthols. I love you, big guy. Anyway, I think that's where we're going to leave it. I love you guys so much. I love you guys so much. And I hope that you love me too. Your outro song today is going to be Just Like My by Homeshake. And I'll see you guys later. Adios.